Showtime. Hi guys, welcome back to the Flat of British Flaterday night special, which will be mind-blowing. Buckle in. I know I always say that, but this one will be particularly mind-blowing and probably paradigm changing, but not for some of you, because some of you already know the game. Okay, just give me a second, check my comms are in order. Good to see you all. Happy Flaterday, loyal Tangy, Barbara, brother Alva Billy, love you, brother Lynn, and Skin Suit Manual, who woke up in the middle of the night thinking, what's going on? Martin's up to something. No shit, Sherlock. We are up to something. We are up to this. We're going to summarize and make some conclusions, not belief systems, conclusions on what we think is going on. This has been worked out this week myself. Lee, Flat Earth British. Mark, calling Orson. Come in, Orson. This is an international psychic telephone call to Lee. So he shows up in chat. Let's beckon him. Like the dead from above. Coo, coo, come to me. So this is going to be juicy, this show, guys. So make sure to share this out. It's going to be a couple of hours long. There's a lot in it, and it's all going to mammalize your Brian. So all is good on the realm. So we're going to start here. You all ready? Are you all sitting comfortably? 75 of you. Simplicity revealed. I believe that's Julia in the house. Hiya, Julia, lovely. Met that lady in Portugal just recently. Alf Billy. I said that. And Squirrel Sniper's in the house. He's doing the obligatory patrolling. Make sure everybody's 420. I loved the post coins work. Yes, and that is an awesome thumbnail, by the way. It speaks volumes. It's all in there. You've got the Phoenician, you've got the Masonic coding, you've got the point, which I'm going to get to later, concerning nationalism and cultural identity and everything else that has been given us through the indoctrination and education systems that we hold so dear, which is based on a fake narrative. So the default is bullshit. We know what has happened in the past. This got reset. And Tartary, want for a better word, for golden civilization, was taken the fuck out and replaced by whatever this is. Whatever this is. I don't even think there is a word for it at the moment. But I'm guessing we're all going to find out shortly. And nobody is out of it. So I'm going to ask a couple of questions, and I'm going to let you ponder on these couple of questions for a minute or two before I get into what I'm going to talk about to start this post. And the questions are these. Where do you see everyone in another, say, 10 years? What about 50 years? What about 100 years? What about 1,000 years? Where do you see everybody the way it is going now? What about the internet? Where do you see that in another 10 years? Another 50 years? What will it be, guys? Will it be fucking Borg or wires fucking bulging out your ear holes? What will it be? Well, I'm from an old world. I remember the old world. I remember the old war world, the world that was after World War II, and the people who were there after World War II. And this was my upbringing, the old Britain, and the national identity that I built up around it, the Welsh national identity that will make you cry if you hear the national anthem. And everybody's got this same national identity. But when you get down to it, all nationalism is being introduced by one certain power. All countries have flags chosen to them by one certain power. And all of them share the same MO. No country's out of it. If you ain't got a flag, you ain't a fucking country. And there's more going on with flags than you might possibly imagine. Now, talk about cultural identity in a minute, but I want to talk about the internet for a second. Now, My generation, sure, we're the last generation to ever know what it was to be free of it. And I was thinking this morning, maybe that is the only way out for all of us, is the internet. Well, fuck off. It's great. We got the internet gods. We can know all the answers. But it's a fucking bastard, guys. It really, really is. Look what it's done. All right. It's unlocked all of these different pathways to truth. But what else has it done? And where is it going? Now, I spent the first half of my life internet free, computer free, actually. And I was stubborn in the early days because I could see the dangers of the internet when the laptops started coming out and everyone started getting online. I was well into my 30s before I actually got a computer. Okay, guys, I spent most of my life, like everybody else, communicating on the telephone and in conversation. Now, in my youth, this is how we learned, is we asked people. We went out. We asked people what was their experience, and then they would exchange it with you. You would learn by that, or you would go to the local library or your own book collection. We had no internet, or make a phone call, phone a friend. We had one another to ask, and in subjects concerning everything from love to religion. We asked our friends, and it created a bond. You'll always remember which friend told you that certain thing that you learned. And we learned a lot. And to be honest, guys, we built the world that came before the internet. And I tell you what, okay, we did fucking fine without it. Absolutely smashing. We didn't really want for anything. Now, the generation that has come since the internet, like my son, he's 33. He knows nothing but the internet. It's been there since he was born. And all of the people of that age, they have just know the internet since they were born. Nothing else. Metal Gear Solid, fucking killing shit, and Grand Theft Auto is where they cut their teeth these days. Not in the back lanes of a council estate with a girl. They just don't do it. They don't even go out anymore, and they won't go out anymore. Okay, this is where it's going. Is they're in on the computer and they're not going out anymore. So they're not communicating because they have the AI god to tell them everything. So they're not going to make that human connections anywhere outside of virtual connections. If somebody who's possibly got an agenda or something, because it's the fucking dodgy internet. So they won't know what it is to be free. And what will happen, and I think today's society is showing us what is happening, is they are going to go nutty because they have nothing to aspire to. It's all been discovered, Truman. It's all been discovered, and only us can go to outer space. And then there's the limited information. You know, grab your books while you can, because the internet is changing overnight and the narratives are getting squeezed smaller and smaller into smaller pockets, and you're not even allowed to talk outside of these smaller pockets of information. What they're doing, where is that going in another 10 years, for example? Never mind beyond that point. Where is it going? They're going to go nuts. And I seen a film recently with Ethan Hawke. It was a really thought-provoking film. I can't remember the exact title of it, but it showed you where the people turned on one another. They had planes going over, dropping Muslim propaganda, but it wasn't. It was from them, whoever was doing this psyop. And everyone turned on everyone else, and everyone eventually killed everyone else through nationalism, culturalistic further. Yeah, you're taking my land, I'm going to fucking kill you. And all of us do it because of the programming of nationalism. Now, if we hadn't gone to school or into the Western indoctrination program and we were told about countries and borders and all of these different people that live in the realm and all of their different cultural differences, like the Africans and the Chinese and the South Americans and us, you wouldn't know anything about it. If you didn't know anything about it, you would just presume that we were all just one people living on the land. No countries, no nationalism, just all one big world, like it used to be. Because nationalism, as you know, through World War II and the Nazis with their flag waving and all of the flag waving, which is definitely synonymous with the Nazi party. If you see it in the modern day, everyone waving their little fucking flags, it's nationalism, it's mind control. Why would they do this? Well, it's to control the masses, obviously. So what can I presume by they're not building for a future? They've gone completely haphazard and not give a fuck attitude with the whole of the realm. I mean, everything is falling apart in front of our very eyes. And the people who are seemingly in control are acting like particularly crazy people. It's unnerving. They're just coming out with all sorts of weird shit and everyone's supposed to jump up and down on one leg. Apparently, what do everybody do about it? Well, they moan and they gripe, and not much because, you know, they don't want to rock the apple cart. Plus, like with the communist dictatorship, you're limited on what you can say about it, aren't you? And where's that going in the future? Nobody's saying anything anymore. Thought crime. Cultural identity is forced, and it's just like religion. It creates a fake identity. It creates a fake belief system, which drives us. Now, the flags and the borders that they have created, invisible lines, have got millions killed. Wars. I'm going to fight for this flag. And the weirdness that goes with flags, you wouldn't even believe. They hold flags aloft. Did you know the first flags were kites? And then they used to shout charge and run with these insignia or flags. And they don't know the origin of flags. And we're going to look into that. It's going to blow your mind when I talk about flags. So the only conclusion I can come to is this. When we study Lead Van der Haar atlases from 1733, we can see in these atlases that it's just after a mud flood event. Not far after, people are still walking with sticks. The ground's still a bit tacky, if you like, and hasn't hardened up yet because you can see the plants on buildings and, you know, the trees are still broken. Lots have grown back. But in Lead Van der Haar atlases, you will always see the broken trees outside of the place and the walls of the Star Fort, and everything outside the Star Fort is mud. 1733. Okay, so it happened in a period just before then. Now, the reasoning for this, okay, the Phoenix event, if you want to call it that, or the reset, if you want to call it that, was that we reached what we thought at the time was the peak of technological know-how. And that was the Antiquitech systems that were put down, the church machines, and what it did for the entire realm, the bell systems, the Antiquitech. They invented that and they got it that far, which they thought was absolutely fantastic. The controllers thought otherwise. And Tartary, unfortunately, has been taken out of the history story and replaced with these weird Phoenician facts. So we've reached that stage again, and history always repeats. There is nothing new under the sun, and these loops and these cycles repeat. As you know, they can mathematically be pinpointed. The only conclusion I can come to is that we think now that we've reached the peak of technological expertise. We got the quantum field down. Apparently, they say got the bomb and all sorts of weird shit. But one thing we have got is the internet, the World Wide Web. It is a possibility that the elites in their planning early on didn't know what would happen with the truth community and the awakening on the World Wide Web. They didn't expect that. It came as a surprise. It came as a sideswipe. The people would get all that knowledge in early, all that analytic thinking early, get all that data early, and get the fucking story early before it all got closed down AI and went like now, limited information. Okay. And it can't go any further. It's not sustainable. It doesn't take a genius to work it out that this future is not a sustainable future for everybody at odds with one another, everybody looking at one another with mistrust, the poverty and the wealth extremes and everything else that is just going on in the world is not sustainable into the future. They will reset again. And this shit show and this fucking internet is what brought it. Now, I see a way out, and I do see a way out back to who we were before. I do see a way out. But the reset is out of our hands. And considering we're only passing through and we're immortal souls, why worry about it? The world's in a mess. Some could say it needs cleansing. It needs a good old fucking scrubberoonie, is what I think. Maybe a bit extreme, but the world is in a stinking fucking mess. And somebody needs to take responsibility for the rest of humanity because they're not giving a fuck. Cultural identity is something that needs to go to fix this place, along with a load of other fucking bullshit things. Yeah. Religion. Oh, fuck me, religion. Oh my God. Don't they get upset? Well, it's actually the same, isn't it? It's the same as the cultural cults. It's like if you're in a different cult, like the cult of Germany or the cult of Britain in World War II, it's like they got a fucking machine gun in one another and blowing one another up over their flags. And there's this thing where the army has to have its flag, okay, run into enemy ground, into the encamp, and put their flag in the ground, and then they've won the battle. Because apparently somebody has written the rules for war. Apparently there's rules for war. Somebody makes it all up, apparently. Who is this that makes up all the rules for us, all the rules for war, all the rules for the royal family, and all the rules for all of the limited data, including the art, which is all them? It's no different from what the Gestapo or what the Nazis did in World War II. They had a pseudo-history based on a completely bullshit narrative. The people didn't question it, but it wasn't a real narrative. And that is what's going on now. It's based on a pseudo history, our basis. And it's more fundamental than that. If you get down to what we really are, you know, we've been taken away quite some ways, guys. And, you know, we need to remember by the time we transition, I'm not going to ever use the death word. The death is so medieval and them, isn't it? You know, it's all them, isn't it? I don't think that's happening at all. I think we're just transitioning. And I think this is a learning place where we learn to get back to wherever it is that we come from. Home. I'm homesick. I have been since the very beginning. As soon as they fucking put me in here, I probably agree to it, though, because this is the fast track. There's no doubt about it. This is the fast track, guys. Okay. Yeah. We're leveling up at the moment, that's for sure. And if anyone thinks for a second that we haven't got this, I know that the situation seems hopeless. It's a bit like a sketch that, or a bit of the movie that I seen in The Hills of Ice 2, where it exemplified what's going on in real life. It's like they were so fucked, yet they got out of it. You know, they were so fucked, and that's like what it is now. You know, it's just like, my God, everyone's just so fucked, but it's not. It's not. I see that we have to go through the bad to accept the good, to get the good, and know what it is. And then when we get to the other side, it's like you wouldn't have one Christmas every day, would you? You wouldn't get the benefit of it all. So that day is coming, and it's going to be a very fucking special day. Everyone's going to feel so fucking lucky. That's what they're going to feel. Really, really, really lucky and grateful in our lifetimes. That's what I think. Thanks. We're not going to talk about a lot in this. I've been put a little post up yesterday because I bought a little camera. I'm doing walk tours is my new thing, but I'm going to find some historical places or more interesting places for walk tours. Usually something happens, so I guess it'll be entertaining. I'll do some more of them along the way. We're going to look into Welsh folklore a bit later. Absolutely fucking mental. It says what the Welsh say about the end of the world. Honest to God, you want to see what they say about rainbows and comets. And there was a comet that destroyed Wales, and it tells you all about it, or comets. It tells you all about it in this book. It tells you about my local haunted pub, but I posted about that yesterday. And the devil, he's like always hangs around this neighborhood here for some reason. It says in this history book. I don't know why, but the devil, he left 9 apprentices in Wales. Yeah. He keeps them in Wales. And their job is to usher in the end of the world. So I wonder where they are. There's accounts of real dragons in there, and interesting stuff to do with the sea and the Phoenicians. Davy Jones's locker is actually a Welsh word. Of course it is, Davy Jones. Anyway, all of that come later. Pictures, vintage pictures, just a splattering humour. A splattering of everything in this show. It's going to be massive. It's going to be big. Make sure to share this out. That's what we're doing. But rock bottom becomes the new foundation. You just echoed me, Cheryl. Again, you're in my mind. Yeah, exactly. Hard to miss. That's what I'm getting at. We've got Nora in the house. Hi, Nora. And Owen. Okay, well, buckle in, Owen. It's going to get damn interesting. You're going to discover a lot of stuff here with the community that are keeping it real and doing it right. Well, we can. And I'm doing lots more content because basically I want to make the most of it while I can. Marianne, good to see you, sweetness and angel. Catherine Muscati, live to you too. Hell mouths are everywhere. Well, we're going to silver line a minor because to me, I've got this new mentality. I was like, when you brought up kids and there's noise and confusion everywhere, I can just shut all that shut all that shit off. Yeah, and go into my little zone. Well, that's what I'm doing with the world. I'm going into my zone. They do them, I do me. I only really gotta be concerned about it if any of this in my fucking face. And then to be honest, it wouldn't really be my concern, believe me. So there's that. Cal Spitfire. My name was Doomsday Book Survivor. Get your military ration packs in early. Oh, come on. Hi, hummingbird. I love hummingbirds. They're so awesome. I never knew how little they were. I thought they were bigger. They're only that big, aren't they? Oh, I love them. Yeah, insurance companies. Well, what they want to do is just say, like, you know, all the governments, like, if they got to stay, which is like really can all start again. Squash all debts of all countries, so you can start with a 0, and any money you make, you can have. And all of that bullshit about us robbing you asses, cabal style everywhere. We're not going to do that anymore, and everyone can have a fair crack at it. Now, that could heal the world somewhat, don't you think? And everyone butt it out with like other countries' stuff, like their water supply and their food supply, so they can keep things. I'm sure we can revert back to truly organic, non-GMO, non-Monsanto foods. Surely to God. It can't all be plastic wank, can it? No. If we get back to them old Genesis and them old strains, which were there, it's been 20 years now, hasn't it? So they got to be somewhere where these original strains of good foods, real tomatoes, because everything's modified. Shinj Man, what? Go on. Misty Worlds, good to see you. Heirloom seeds you need. That's the ones. Heirloom seeds. That's what's needed. I'm living in big circus. The best I can do is point of laugh. Carl, man, listen, man after my own heart. That's it. That's all you can do is laugh. Why beat yourself up and worry about fucking things anyway? It's no point. We're not blind. We can see. There you are. That is cool, Carl. Well done. Crafty Rabbit, what's going on? Remember the size of Jaffa orange? My nan always had a fruit bowl. Well, I had one of them in my stocking every Christmas. Now they're 150 in herons. It sort of spoils the bliss of a Terry's chocolate orange. Tap it and wrap it. All of them juicy orangey segments. Very nice. Sounds like an advert, that. It's not. Not product placement for Terry's. I'll show you. Adam Cook, what's going on? Oh, just pissing through. Yeah, we're all just pissing through. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Okay. Just knew this episode would be epic. Well, it's early days. Got a long way to go. So make sure you stay till later on in the show because we got a lot to show and it's all going to be very epic. So I hope you're sitting comfortably. We'll begin. I'm going to do a little story for you all. So I'm going to start you at flaggage. So I was big into geography when I was a kid, and I used to memorize all the flags of the world and write down all the the names on them. Same with capital cities. And I used to pride myself on testing or getting someone, if I could get to play that, which I seldom couldn't because they just couldn't do it, to test me on flags. And I was really brilliant at it. But one thing I noticed that similarities between a lot of countries, especially countries with crosses, for example. We're going to have a look now into flags and other stuff to do with flags. Now, coincidentally, my family name is Fender, and I found out that Fender, my mother's maiden name, in German means flag holder or insignia bearer. Now, what you get in the Middle Ages is the huge battles in these paintings, okay? But what it is everyone got their own colour flag going on, okay? Now, look at this knight here. You can see that he lifts his flag on a I guess, in a lance. And it's a little, what looks like a flag of Tartary on there, if I'm not mistaken. And he lifts it into the air and he says, charge! And you've got all the knights with protective clothing on behind. And you can see the feathers in their hair. Feather, ethers. These interact with the ether. This is all a technology. And check that hat. Do you think that's just like going to scare anyone? No, man. That's just like technology. So he's off into battle. So what we get for each country is we get a set of flags. We get heraldry. And we get coats of arms for our families, if you're one of them. And you get these sort of things, okay? Plaques or heraldry, and each country or each house, if you like, gets them. Now, when I was in school, in junior school, so like 8, 9-year-old, whatever, they put us into houses. And what I mean by houses was each kid was separated out into, I think it was 4 different houses, cults. I was in St. David's. There was St. Nicholas, St. Bride's, and St. Donat's. There was 4 houses, and I was in St. David's. And they used to separate us in hall by which cult we were in. So they would like say, everybody from St. David's walk over here, and everybody would have to go into lines of each of their houses. You was Red House, Catherine. Oh, they did it with you too. Well, this is a control mechanism, isn't it? Making you stand in line and do what the fuck ever. What's that? Message to Levi Squirrel Sniper Canamon. That's a newbie. That's a newbie squiz. Hang on out, my bro. Keep an eye on it, man. There's me. Now, nationalistic fervour. This is the capital of Wales, the main thoroughfare in Cardiff, St. Mary Street. There's me many moons ago in a different incantation. I just can't even look at myself back then. It's like another human being. I've come such a long way since then. It's hard to imagine. But you can see the loads and loads and loads and loads of Welsh flags covering everything. A bit like the Nazis in World War II did. Yeah. And this you will see for Russia, America, Europe, France, Germany, Belgium, Holland, Czech Republic. I've seen it in Italy. I've seen the double-headed eagle with the orb and the scepter, okay, for most countries. And it is a Russian one, the Russian Empire, if you like, but overall ruled by the Vatican, and the Vatican ruled by people a little bit further east. Okay, there he is. Zika. Adolf, he's got a blazing phoenix on his insignia, on his yellow and blue flag. It's a little bit different. But again, it's all about flags. Now, Hitler had a thing called blood flag, which I'll get into in a minute. Here's an old king of England. Okay, now this king, he didn't rule for very long, apparently. King Frederick the Knob. I made that bit up. But he's got 3 crowns, which is like stripes on your arms if you're in the army. He's a 3-crown king. Jesus, well, he was a 5-star general. flags. So I noticed when I was in America land, love America land and crying in my soul. Damn it, I can't go there at the moment. They had American flags that were so big they would cover a basketball field. I mean, I shit you not, guys. They were massive, like this one. Yeah, look at that compared to a boat. I mean, they just had huge flags, and you see a lot of huge flags through antiquity. This is beautiful Venice Beach when it was like Venice in California, in LA land. Now, when you go into the land of cathedral, my local cathedral, apparently the first Christian cathedral on earth, some narratives like Wilson and Blackett have said, you see a load of these flags, and they are torn to shreds. And the idea is when you go in a church to make a communication with the Lord God, is you're supposed to feel like, fuck me, imagine the state of the people if the flags are that bad. It's a bit gnarly, but they want you to think in these gnarly, really hideous ways. You can see here some soldiers of the Union Army in American Civil War with their battle standard, and they show you, this could even be just into the dressing room, dressed like American Civil War soldiers, and we'll tear up a flag to show everybody how fucking terribly inane it all was. It could be that it was completely fabricated, or just for the sake of argument, say that all of this was by bullets and bombs. Seems a bit weird, doesn't it? So what you find with flags is, okay, that big stamp of national identity, yeah? So when they landed on the moon, okay, and there it is blowing in the Arizona wind, fluttering away. That's the sound of the American flag fluttering. They didn't stick like the UN flag or a world flag or a flag of everybody. They were like, I think we actually, it's ours now, and we're putting our flag in, yeah, and everyone else can just fuck off. It's ours now. We've put a flag on it, and you'll find this with the Russians, with the British. You know, Chris Bonington discovered, or the first man to the top of Everest, 1952. Only it was Sherpa Tenzing, because he was up there first, and because he's like a poor Tibetan guy, yeah, he's not going to get bigged up in the media or at the working men or at the gentleman's club, puff puff, yeah. So they gave him it, and it's like no one had ever been to the top of Everest before. It's just fucking ridiculous. So here we go, in with them, like, so Olympics, cultural identity, fake cultural identity about a past that never fucking existed at all. Yeah, knights in shining armor, stabby, yeah, fucking throwing cows on trebuchets, guys. No. So here he is, the Phoenician torch, the everlasting torch. Apparently, he's just done a Forrest Gump around the world, and then he's going to light this, and this got to stay lit until the end of the Olympics, where Jesse Owens wins all of the gold medals and gets a kiss on the lips of I was going to say Elvis Presley. I meant Adolf Hitler. They are related. I'm sure they're all the same bloodline. Anyway, so flags of our fathers. Now, what you find is they tell you in the official narrative, which is absolutely weird as fuck, they have no origin for maps. We'll look into that in a minute. They say they don't know, but we think the ancient Chinese had one, and we got an Iranian one, but it's made of brass and it's just similar to a flag, an insignia. So all of these flags turned up Renaissance period, the Enlightenment period, the 1500s Middle Ages period. All of these flags show up. Before then, you see these on the maps. They'll show you like a clue of, like, the Cosmographia has got a imperial eagle in the middle of where Tartary is situated as well. And then you've got the St. George's Cross here, which is England. And I seen a video a year or so ago, but I can't seem to find it now, where somebody made a really cool video where they showed you the most main player flags were incorporated in the actual Swedish flag. The Swedish flag had incorporated all of the flags somewhere along the line of the main players. So all of the flags are not the original flags that they had in the old days. They've all been replaced, and they've what they call, evolved, but they're all post reset. This is the Welsh flag. They say I don't actually live in a country. They say it's a principality. They couldn't just fuck us over any more than that, could they? Just strip us of everything. Why the fuck not? We had it all, and now we are just stuck on this little western bit of Wales, beautiful as it is, hanging on by our fucking fingertips with an oppressors everywhere. And we give them this flag for our principality. But this thing didn't even come official, apparently, till the 1950s. Although it was on apparently Henry VIII standard at the Battle of fucking hell, I actually went there with Mel. We visited it. Battle of something or other hill, my brain's gone. So yeah, using your flag for political statement and for national further. So the Norwegians, you know, like when England won the World Cup in 1966. They didn't shut the fuck up about it till last year. They don't shut up about it. We won the World Cup. It's like, yeah, it was a fucking before I was actually born. You know, I was a glint in my father's eye then. So the Norwegians, this is Amundsen. Yeah, he's just got his first person ever to the North Pole. It's just like, there it is. It's just a bit of snow in the middle of nowhere. And this proves that he's actually in Antarctica, in Arctic, in the North Pole. And it actually proves that the Norwegians actually got there before this man. He stuck a flag in, but he's lost his nose. He's a bit sucked off, and he's going to die in Antarctica anyway. I might be out for some wild oats. Yeah, that's just like stupid. Stay put, live. Why would you just kill yourself anyway? And that is Scott, who left from Cardiff to go to his ill-fated voyage of losing his nose, most of his face, sticking a flag in the ground, and the shame you brought on your empire. Well, it wasn't. Taking the piss out of other countries. They do it, don't they? I seen people on the streets of Tehran burning American flags. We should bomb it all. See how it affects people? If you see your flag being burned, you want to kick their heads in, don't you? Why? Because it's MK Ultra programming. It is part of this agenda of cultural identity, forced ideology that is fake as fuck, because the basis of it all is based on fakeness. So here you are, a nice little swastika, yeah, and two British Tommies. My grandfather was a Tommy Fender. That was his name and his job. Taking a piss out of the swastika. It's funny how time changes, because now everybody's got their own little swastika going on, don't you know? So here it is, the tiny little Earth, yeah, but in perspective of what it should be if you're on a moon surface, it should fill up like half the sky, really. And there's the American flag blowing around. We discovered the moon. No, that was Galileo. We landed on the moon first. It's ours. We put our flag in it. That means it's ours. So remember the rules of the world. Stick your flag in it, and it's yours. Okay? And that's not, I'm not saying that in a sexual way, actually. So look, it's blowing in the wind. Yeah. The weird thing about this one is the shadow off of this flagpole is going that way. You see that line there? The shadowinski of the pole. But the shadow off of stupid fucking Neil Orange Peel, the big fibber, is going that way. How can it go that way and it go that way? Unless you've got alternative lighting like the studio lights. Camera, action, roll. Spielberg, I bet he smelt. Not Spielberg, the director of this movie, the one that done Eyes Wide Shut, what's his name? Yeah, I bet he smelt. Switzerland are hiding a lot, in they? Fucking Switzerland, Sweden. That's where they lot are. They're not fucking round here with us lot. I can guarantee you that. So here they got some weird Illuminati stuff going on all over the place in Bern. Here you see here all of the flags of the world age. They do this in all of the capitals, don't they? Yeah. Suckolin, and you know, we got an embassy and we got this, and we do other countries. See all these flags, none of this should even exist. We should have self-governing duchies, looking after ourselves and sharing with our friends and neighbors if they need, and then we share off them if we need. Nobody ever goes without. What a fucking society of trust and love that would be. The white flag. The white flag, if you hold that aloft, it means don't shoot. I'm a retard. Prove it. The Earth's a globe. Don't take that personally if you are a global believer. You knock yourself out. So, not literally. Here is a 14-year-old teenager by the name of the Maid of Orleans. Yeah. Joan of Arc, and she's coming through Paris or Orleans, and she's taking it back because she's only 14, and 14-year-old girls often do things like this, like Greta of the day. And she's got white flags, so don't shoot me, flat earth British. Now, if they really gave a fucking flying fuck about like 3.5 million Welsh people over here in Wales land, they might have incorporated the dragon of Wales into the actual British flag, but no, they just, you can have a little flag on your own. In fact, you're not even a country, just a principality. No, just shut up, be quiet, go away. Die already. So, yeah, in another 10 years, there's not going to be any old people left. Not many. 20 years, they're all going to be gone. Then everyone in this realm is going to be just internet savvy fuckwits. And that's the way it's going. And it's unsustainable. God help them all. So this is Cosmographia, but this is late 1400s. And you can see already at play on at this stage, you got the two Masonic pillars, Jacques and Bois, and inside of there, all the heraldry for the houses that rule the different places, just like they did in school. They're using the same thing. And it's a double-headed phoenix or an eagle, again, with a papal hat. So we got the American flag. How many stripes has it got on the American flag? It's got 13, hasn't it? For the 13 so-called American colonies. What about the rest of America? Don't they get a saying on the American flag? And what about the stars? How many stars do you get? Well, you get a star for every country you take over. So all of them stars are actually, some of them forced into succession during the American Civil War. You know, I'll name a dozen states right off the top of my head right now that didn't really want to be in it, but then was the War of Northern Aggression after all. So every single dot on the American flag is a country that has been taken over by the empire, the United Kingdom, the United States, the United Arab Emirates. Here's Adolf with his fasces, the symbol for the fascists. And you got the symbol for the fascists beside one of the biggest fascists of all, not so honest Abe. But probably an actor, and it's all probably just bullshit. The narratives I'm not even buying anymore. Notice how in the Congress you have two fasces either side of the American flag. They're not hiding. They don't hide, guys. And somebody said in comments earlier, and I think it's definitely true, even the devil hates a liar. They don't lie. It's something in the rule set, guys, that they have to tell the truth, but they have to code it, and it's all in plain sight, and then you've got to work it out for yourself. It's a puzzle. That's the truth of it. And that's why we've come so far with the think tank and all this time. What do you think, Buzz? What do you think about another 20 years? We're going to miss you, Buzz. God, look at that guy behind the empty soul. Just catch that one eye. Fuck me, doesn't even look human. Probably lizardy. So, flags. Are they, or were they, in antiquity? They were massive in some cases, so was it for the giant world? And you can see flags here waving away, these like snake tongue flags. And underneath, some sort of lighting array. Is it conceivable, with all of these lighting arrays here, that these flags, could they have made electricity? And would it be the same for ships, for example? Who even knows? So this is the Swedish flag, and a beautiful Swedish ship, if I must say so. And they say that most flags can be incorporated in that. It was pretty persuasive evidence. Here's Tartary, the flag for Tartary, and it is identical to the Welsh dragon, only the other way around, mirror image and different colors. So why would the Welsh flag be the same as the Tartary flag? You may ask yourself that question. It is a game, Krampus. It is a game, but we're getting good at this game. And the one thing that I don't ever do You never give up. And I know we got this. I really do. I know they'd like us to believe that we gone down a blind alley and there's no way out, guys. But I tell you what, I don't feel that. I feel very empowered right now. The tougher it gets, the tougher I get. And that's when they got to look out. The union in the interest of humanity, civilization, freedom, peace for all and time. There's that Illuminati double think again, isn't it? You know, war makes peace. What they do with Big Brother. It's always just double think. One thing means another. So are there actually two different countries? A lot of your presidents have actually been Welsh in America. And as you know, George Washington was a right old Brit. So we talk the same language. I don't know what caused the American accent, if I'm honest, but I don't see any difference at all. You've got cultural differences, but same. Same. We all grew up with the same telly. We all grew up with Sesame Street and fucking Dukes of Hazzard. Okay. This is a super interesting shot and a painting. Not too many photographs of battles in the American Civil War. And the reason being is because there aren't any. You can see the lines of cannonry. You can see the cavalry coming in. But they're being supported. You can see the American flag on the floor here, guys. Okay. These are Zouaves from North Africa. What are they doing? Serving for the Americans in the American Civil War. And I did read this in a book by Canton, saying that the Zouaves fought really well for the Union Army. Oh, the Confederate Army, excuse me. So they used North Africans in the American Civil War. I read as well that the Welsh as well were there in force, and British supporting the American Civil War. Make a bit of money, man. War brings money, doesn't it? Here we go. So we Commonwealth. We're all wealthy together. Okay. Well, that's not exactly so, is it? Because we all work and they get rich. The British Commonwealth of Nations. So, yeah, everyone, no taxes. Everyone, start at scratch. Any money you make is yours. And that was the way it should be from now on. Okay. HMS Victory. So, again, it's all of that. Get you in the feelies, nationalistic further. Oh, look, Aussies and Indians and Africans and British all together buddying like, we're all on the same side. Yeah? Hit you in the feelies. They're going to kill people. They've got fucking guns, guys. There's nothing loving about that. Here is the center of a beautiful Detroit in the turn of the last century. And as you can see, this is the City Hall. Beautiful mud flooder. They have what were called moonlight towers, which illuminate the center of the city. Why they haven't got them now is actually beyond me. The size of the flag aloft the tower compared to, say, a tram. It's bigger than a tram. It is huge, a huge flag. So is there more going on with the flags? Here we go again, nationalistic further. Macy Day parades and parades they have in New York and other parades everywhere in the world. When I'm sure some of you are old enough to remember the Silver Jubilee, the Queen's Jubilee, 1977. Bunting, they called it, flags on every single street and window in the whole of Britain for the Queen. But they were all into it back then. Well, they weren't really run by me, but my mother was into it. She loved the royals, my mum. She loved Charlie. I don't think it was proper that she grabbed him on the face and tried to give him a kiss, though. But he seemed all right with it. And I'm not even joking. So there is the original Welsh flag, Pays de Galles, which is in French Wales, believe it or not. Pays de Galles. Pretty strange. Gal is like Gaul, French. Why would that be Wales? And 33. 33 Wales. That's the designation the Illuminati gave Wales when they sorted all this shit out. What else can flags do? Oh, yeah. Prayer flags. This is, as I mentioned earlier, Everest. This is base camp of Everest. And what they do is they draw a little prayer onto a flag, and then the winds and the ethers roll through the prayer and set the geometry of the environment around. And this is how prayer wheels and prayer written onto the written word as well. It works the same. It's a spell, but it works. It changes the geometry. And this is a science of changing the ether. Prayer flags. So we have flags flying and fluttering just like this whenever they're celebrating. Ships as well, they put an array of flags up to determine what cargo you're carrying, how heavy you are, if it's a dangerous cargo, and all sorts of designations from flags. Communication through flags. Semaphore, for example, like the help cover of the Beatles. Now, where's that spanner? I know I dropped it somewhere. I got a car I just brought up to the moon, and underneath that little tiny thing over there. Look how disproportionate the lunar rover is. And you know this is a Jeep carcass, don't you? It's a Jeep. Fucking ripped everyone off. The most expensive vehicle in history. And they were supposed to have folded it and put it in the bottom of the limb, made of foil. Yeah, the footprints happen quick. Wonder who's holding the camera. There's a man hanging around in space. There's only two of them. And these insignias and heraldry for the Jesuits got them. And they all got sigils and symbols in them, and it's symmetry, perfect symmetry, all under the crown. And in this case, notice the red curtain again. Red curtain, open the curtain, the show starts, the theatre of war, the theatre of life, and then the show ends, and then the curtain is drawn again, and then on with the next performance for somebody else's edification, not ours, obviously. You can see here, Switzerland has the faceless knight, which looks like Hal, and it looks like an eye as well. And the double fasces either side, showing you how they're getting their control because of the advanced technology exchange that happened between them and others. And the others, I think they're back. It's like the film Poltergeist. They're here. They're fucking here. And that's the weird aura and the weirdness that's in the Matrix right now. I can feel it clear as day, guys. It was spooky before. It's fucking weirder now. It's happened. Something has happened. Okay. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Nobody's denying it. I've been saying this for like about a week now. Guys, look how weird it is. Blah, blah, blah. And everyone's like, yeah, Matt, we know. Everyone's agreeing because you feel exactly the same. So the whole Phoenician thing, out of the flood waters. You got some sort of Messiah here with the hand grenade of God. Yeah. Funny, he's only a baby if this is Jesus being carried on maybe, I don't know, John the Baptist's back or wherever, but he's already got the cross, and all under the laurel leaf of control given to us by the apparent others who are apparently gods, and they bring the justice. You'll see the anchor as well, and the fasces, which designates their power. So I got this from an old book I got, and it is these you'll see repeated right the way through antiquity, but they only came along, these ones, 1500s, and they're for different royal houses, the Habsburgs, even Medici's, you name a dynasty, and they got their own specific, but it's all Phoenician related. Look, see again the double-headed eagle under the crown with the orb and the scepter. Two dragons, but without feet, with a third. You know, it's all the Phoenician coding. This is a German booklet of houses or charters of the Republic, which is yet to be Germany because that doesn't come into being until, oh, that looks British, 1871. Right. Other flags that designate things. Well, when I read you that little weird Welsh book I got later, which I'll share with you later, there's something about rainbows in there, but I think they took the code from. Some flags that contain the colour purple. Oh, they're just changing them willy-nilly now. So they're Cadiz, okay? Wherever these fucking places are, the Spanish Republic, suffragettes. So all of these obviously are different designations for people, but they are like Tokyo, Yokohama, and all of them are changing their flags. like the British Union Jack, which is no longer red, white, and blue on the police officer's uniform. It is completely black for some reason. Don't know what's happened there. Don't want to question it. I don't really give a fuck. These symbols as well. So they got all of these symbols. They got their own little flags for their own individual little cults, like the Israeli transgender and whatever the fuck that is thing. Their own little cult. So ton of cults. There was like in the past, this is on a Renaissance picture, brilliant little picture this of a naval battle, massive beautiful ships, but you see that it's a multinational affair. It doesn't seem to be any enemies here, does there? You've got these, you've got the double-headed eagle, the Imperials again. It looks like you've got the Knights of Malta, the Knights Templar, and you've got all of these. I don't know where they're from because all of the flags have changed since this period, except for some of these, like the Imperial Eagle and this one here, which you'll see on royal clothing. They're either in the Knights of Malta, which Sammy Davis Jr. From the Rat Pack was a Knight of Malta. I was in a picture with him with his regalia on. That quite surprised me, but not really. He must have been somebody's brat to get so famous with, Dean Martin and fucking Frank Sinatra. All them too. So 1608, what were they doing? Well, they were skanking up and down the beach, racing one another. Looks like two different countries, so an international affair, and maybe 30, 20 people on a wagon that's blown along the beach. Why haven't we got them in the Monday? It's a big car, so hippie. Why haven't we got these in the modern day? I want to go on a beach, one of them. This is wicked, though. This is brilliant. Just shows you exactly what they're up to. Look, our flag's on the moon. Is yours on the moon, Russia? Is yours China? No, I know. It's not, is it? Supreme Council of Southern Jurisdiction, whatever the fuck that means. But the other side is really telling, and it's 33 mother jurisdiction of the world. All right, the Masons on the world of the ancient and accepted Scottish rite of Freemasonry, the Supreme Council. So the Supreme Council have their, their set square and their rockets, which look like penises, let's be honest. And in this case, looks like a double-headed phoenix going down with a little pyramid and the crown, the whole thing going on there. So it's hard to believe that anyone actually believes that anyone actually did anything like this or even went up there. Which nobody, my mother knew. Nobody's going up there, Matt. I was like, yeah, man, whatever. I know, times change. So here we have a little bit of fraternizing. So this is one other thing that happens is countries buddy up together, don't they? Yeah, they're allies, or if they're baddies, they're an axis. They're an axis of evil. We say so. But we're killing everyone and dropping nukes and shit, apparently. But we ain't evil. They are. So here we got the Germans. Looks like under the Weimar Republic. Okay. And it looks like we have the Russians too, buddying up with the Turks. Which they were. They were on their side in World War I, as you know, from the Gallipoli campaign that ended so drastically for the Anzacs in Australia. From Australia, which is a very sad affair. Made for a good movie with Mel Gibson, though. So here we have a weird photograph, actually, and this is why. This is San Francisco after the earthquake. Oh, he's not showing these again. Yeah, I am, and this is why, guys. In the photo, in the movies I show you, the entire of Market Street is in ruination. Yes, you've seen these on my videos. How is it that the entire call center, which we know to be caught light from the roof and then traveled down the building rather than the other way up, where's the evidence for an earthquake? All of the buildings are still intact. Look at this building, this building, this building. There's no fire. But when I take you on the video through Market Street 2 days after, that brilliant color footage, and the whole of Market Street is obliterated except for one or two exceptions, like the coal building frame. How is it, right, that an earthquake has happened and a firestorm and the flag is still in place and all of the buildings are still intact, guys? This got to be an important photograph because it tells you something else clearly happened, guys. Hope everyone's having a great night too, Kelly Smith. Thank you for that. Sending the love out there. And the flag as well. Is there more just, you just to remind you, I noticed there was an abundance of Texas flags when I was in Texas, and American flags, like literally everywhere, 10 times more than you get in Britain, 10 times more flags. Hidden places, all underground. So that's where they went in a reset. They waited for it all to pass by, and they came back up and claimed the world. And somebody or something helped them do it. So this is supposed to be from, again, the Renaissance period, and he's got an English standard on a wooden pole. It's got very unusual Adonna, like Madonna, unusual armor with big precious metals and precious jewels, and these elbow plates that we see a lot. I don't think they're for protection. There's some sort of weird, I don't know, it looks like a tech to me. And what's he got on his head? Anyway, I think he's trying to tell us something there, this guy. He's got a map on the floor. He's dressed like in a red cape, like all superheroes. And Noah's Ark is in the background on a hill ready. And he's pointing at a dead person with a flag on it. So I don't know what the coding is, but it's sort of suggesting something is going to happen. And there is Noah's Ark up on the hill. Oh, yes, Sigmund. He wasn't a king for very long, was he, Sigmund? Sigmund Anis Jupilant. Z8. Oh, God almighty. Shit the bed. Look at him. So he's members. All of this is his gang or his cabal. I married the daughter of Habsburg, and now them, because that's another thing they do is they marry one another. It's a bit tribal, and then they can have a bit of money off that family. But eventually they can only do inbreeding, and they all end up a bit mongy. So what they have to do then is they have to introduce Farquhar, like Kate Middleton or that other one, so that they can have babies with one head again. So that's what they've been doing. So as you can see, he's looking a bit scoundrelly, but he does have a Orban scepter, and we do live on a scepter dial, so something definitely happened. World's Fairs, Great Expositions, the most nationalistic brainwashing operation you can ever imagine. This is where people get to know about other people's cultural identities, is where they go into the Great Expositions and the World's Fairs, and then they find out all of the other world's flags, and then they go into what a Spanish building looks like, or an Argentinian building, or a Swedish building, or a French building, and find out, the cultural differences. Oh, they dress so differently. Oh, they all eat sausage though. So yeah. So, and the globe that they put there as well. So these are all your countries. You will all keep separate. Don't be fraternizing with the enemy. They are only our friends if we say that they're our friends. Everyone else can fuck off. And you live on this spinning in a vacuum of space. Meaningless. You mean nothing to anything ever. And you all die anyway. So what the fuck? Hitler got a thing going on about the Blut flag. So apparently, every regiment of his SS and his army, except these brown shirts, are about to disappear, not to be there anymore. Long story, but anyway, so he got this blood flag, and apparently it survived the revolution in Munich, the pushed, and it was blood of the martyrs, or the blood of the fallen of the revolution on it. So everyone has to come along and touch their flag with his flag, magicking their flag, and making their regiment superhuman warriors because they touched the blood flag. So included in it is strange magic as well. Here they are with their lovely flags. So they're all doing this the world over. I don't see a difference between waving a British flag and the North Koreans fucking doing under pressure. Have you seen the North Korean orchestra? I think that's AI. I don't think that's real. I don't think any of that's happening, guys. So this is the world we're living in. And then sending the men away, like my grandfather. My mother actually did this. She ran down the street when my grandfather was coming down the road with this bag, which I have under my bed. This bag he came back from the war with after 5 fucking years, and picked her up and swung her around, just like in the movies. But look, it's all Britain, us, Empire, Britain, us, everyone else, die. It's all that, isn't it? But red ribbons. When they open a new building, the Illuminati, they seem to need to put a red ribbon across it. And then they have to cut the red ribbon with a large pair of scissors. Again, this is some strange kind of voodoo that I don't necessarily understand, but it seems a bit, red bows and grown men. Seems a bit penal, doesn't it? I don't know what's going on, really. Red blood. Here's the Pope coming to bless his regiment of Muslim soldiers. They are working for him, obviously, or is it the other way around, that the Vatican actually work for the Arabs? Well, you've got to follow the money, haven't you? And they got trillions of squillions of everything, haven't they? So here's another political statement used with the flag. We won the war. We won the war. Except when they put the flag in for Iwo Jima, the battle went on for months later and another 10,000 died. So what they did is initially, you've all seen the movie Iwo Jima, haven't you? They put a flag up and they're like, fuck me. No, that was brilliant. Do it again. What do you mean? Bigger pole, bigger flag. We want to film it. Yeah. And then that'll be, and we'll build a statue in Washington, and that'll be an iconic moment of us hoisting. Oh my God, you're going to cry, guys. It's hitting me in the feelies, and I don't even know it's fake. That's how well they constructed that bullshit. Here's Putin. Oh, I really didn't know about Putin's hidden side. It's all coming out about him now, isn't it? I think he looked good with an extra 2 inches on his height with high heels. I think he looked all right. Notice the flag. It's got starfort, and starfort has a laurel leaf around it and a yellow circle in the middle. Don't know what that means. Here's another iconic shot. Again, replaced. The story between this is in the Battle of Berlin, and this is the Reichstag. And they sent a Russian kid to the Reichstag roof to put a pole in. But the original boy had half a dozen wristwatches from all of the people he murdered and robbed. So they said, no, we won't be using that as the official victory photograph. And they replaced it with this one, with a boy with no loads of wristwatches. And this was the official, like, we won the war and we landed on the moon. And we did this, we did that. And a flag proves it. And feel good about it as well. So these Zouaves served for the Nazis and served for the American Union Army in the American Civil War. So I'll say that again. The Zouaves, and how do I know? They got pantaloons. This is a Zouave uniform. The Zouaves served for Hitler and for Lincoln. How is that? Because they're all in a big club together. And how do you get in the minds and hearts of people? Nationalistic further. The Workers' Party. We're all doing it together. And we're all helping one another. I've got a breeding program going on. I'm filling buildings full of hot women. Yeah, I've got this going on. So that is the regime that they had going on, and a lot of brainwashing. And obviously, if you were going against the regime, whatever that was, you went off to a not very nice Butlins holiday camp, where it was, debatable whether you would ever see the world again. So yeah, they nailed it, didn't they? And the German people, they fell right into it, and the rest of the world. America was going Nazi before World War II kicked off. They had their own Mosley as well. I got photographs of it. Oh my God. Fucking, excuse my language. Madison Square Gardens, 10,000 people for a Nazi meeting in 1939. Yeah, everyone was going National Socialist. It was either that or commie. So the Polish had this many designations for its eagle on the Polish flag over the last years. 1831 on the bottom up to 1856, and further back in time to when it's Roman numerology. So it's stature. There's nothing before the world. There's not even a flag before. There's no fucking world before, apparently. So here is the emblem or the shield and heraldry for Martin. I've got a knight and a cross and a sun and moon. There's not much going on. I'm a bit disappointed with my one. When the Welsh flag is beyond your artistic capabilities, this is in the Druids pub in Brighton. Fucking watch out, Druids pub. When I come to Brighton, dragon. You can't even be bothered drawing a little fucking dragon. So here we go again. Fuck us. England, Ireland, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and fuck off you lot. Again. And that's Britain. This is a picture of Britain today. But if we all get off the island, it'll float again. And then let's just give it away. We don't want it anymore anyway. It's fucking ruined. So fuck off my Wales. There you are. Oh my God, my brainwashing kicked in and my nationalistic further. Oh my days, what's the matter with me? Anyway, this is in America. This is in apparently Ohio. And it is a corn exchange. Or a corn building for the corn god, and it is Arab, and it is in a great exposition in America. It's got yin yangs on it, and it's got Moorish neon domes and a load of Arabic bonds and decoration in the middle of America. What's it doing there? Well, it's showing all them people what the Arabs look like. Big flags. This was the Spanish flagship that went down during the Spanish Armada when Queen Elizabeth used witchy powers and summoned up a storm to get rid of the Spanish. But this was on their flagship. So if this is how big the flag is, how big was the ship? Has to be giants, doesn't it? Were they fucking giants? What big was the ship, guys? How many people did it hold? It's just, fuck, it's as big as a sail, bigger than a sail. Just nuts. There it is. Look at the size of that flag. So since the Armada, the Spanish flag hasn't altered that much, I see, since 1500. Okay, we're moving on. So interestingly, when you look into the origins of the flag, there's very little information. They're saying, oh, we think the Chinese, the Assyrians, the Egyptians had something kite-like, okay, carried by horsemen. But very interestingly in here, they say that originally flags were kites, dragon kites. So they went into battle, okay, with a simple kite rather than a flag as such. And the earliest example of flags they're saying is the Shabbat, or in the Shabbat in Iran, and this thing here, which definitely looks like a flag and it's supposed to be ancient, but let's be honest, it's fucking not a flag, is it? It's a fucking brass thing. You don't have a brass flag. It looks like a flag though, with standard and eagle. Captured in 1871. One can only wonder what country that is, but every country's got to have a flag apparently, but not in the past. And half-mast, another thing they do. If somebody snuffs it, they have half-mast. And this was because of the Sichuan earthquake in 2008. The flag of Saudi was exempted because basically, because they like running the show then, and they didn't have to do shit. You fucking jump. We ain't doing shit. Tribal flags of meeting places monument in Oklahoma state capital. So each California and Texas, they all got their own little flaggage. That one there is California. It's got a picture of Britannia on there, weirdly enough. I know. Danish national flag. Waving. It's a nice little flag, isn't it? It's not much going on. It's just a white cross on a red background. And Ethiopian. Okay, so we all have a bit of Rasta color, don't we? Green for the green grass of Ethiopia, yellow for the sun of Ethiopia, and red for the earth. I don't know. The sunsets. Okay, so they got a lot of secrets in Ethiopia, man. They got all that ancient knowledge, and I think it's one of the last maybe Gnostic-minded people in the world. And more advanced than you might think. I seen a picture of a city the other day in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, and it was like New York City, fucking skyscrapers and everything. It's not what you think. Peru, shit the bed, they're rubbish at flags in Peru, aren't they? But they've been designated it. So when I was in the Merchant Navy, part of my job when I was on deck is I had to go in the flag locker and find the flag for the country that we were visiting. And we have to put the flag up before going to port, you see. I really loved that because I knew I was showing off. I could just identify flags on a whim. So the UN flag. Notice anything about the UN flag? Peeps. Well, it's got an azimuthal equidistant in the middle, a flat Earth map, but the Masonic 33 subsections that it's separated into. But there's no Antarctica on here, but there is the laurel leaf of control. The thing that's ruling everything in this little bit here. But I think there's more. Club Tropicanos, drinks are free. The German flag, they used to have a brilliant one in the old days with the eagle and all that. It's gone a bit bland now. So, a maritime flag for Kilo. So the letter K is that. Okay. Learn something new every day. Okay, the flag of Naples, of Nepal. Oh, Nepal. That was Naples. Nepal. Oh, right. It's weird, isn't it? It's like side mountains. Ohio. Wow. Okay. That's an unusual flag itself. Oh, Mauritania got a happy Cyclops star eye face, but it's definitely a happy mouth, isn't it? All right, it says star, but it is very Arabic-y. Mauritania, which is in Africa. Reverse side of the obverse side. I don't know what that fucking means, but there you go. And Karabati. Okay. Looks like the sun's going down on Karabati. So it's big part of their shit, isn't it? Look at all of these religious flags in Poland, all with, again, you know, affecting the ether with Marys and Jesuses and things. And oh my God, look at them. All these cult members, they all look exactly the same. I couldn't tell them apart, me, for cult members. And oh, they got a little swastika on that little flag. Is that Indian? The Jan flag. It's nice. And a Buddhist flag. So the Buddhists got a flag as well. Would you Adam and Eve it? And the Sikh flag. The Sikhs in India got a little flag each. Oh my God, the racing flag, the checkerboard floor, the duality, the Masonic checkerboard floor is used in racing. No shit. Okay. And this you'll see if you are in Britain, every time there's a royal thing, you see this for Elizabeth, but not anymore because she's dead now, isn't she? And you got like Charlie now. And they're saying he ain't very well, isn't he? So I don't know what's going to happen now. They're all, I don't even give a fuck anyway. What am I even mentioning it for? So yeah, communism, red flags. Okay. Well, this is way beyond communism, guys, because I've seen too many red flags with it. That's a huge joke. Well done, Hugh. Hugh's the best joke teller in the whole of the Truther community. 60-foot flagpole. I went to Flagstaff in Arizona. And we went through, and I had a shock of my life. It was only like miles up, like I had a pine forest there in Arizona. Oh my God, it was beautiful. Flagstaff, Arizona. My God, go there, guys. Look at the size on that flagpole, Kew Gardens. Taken shortly before its removal. Okay. Well, you get the idea. We got British flags on New Zealand because you're ours. Well, theirs. And there's Australia. Oh, yeah, you're ours as well. The French. Just another word there. The French got their own thing going on. So you can see this in India as well. I don't know if it is designated for a flag, but these are metal, aren't they? And look at that. They look like an energy gathering something or other. So, oh, semaphore. You can swear at people and you can make rude words. The B, U, M. Boom. Rude word semaphore. Brilliant. One of my favorite sports. Rude word semaphore. Do you play rude word Scrabble? Should play it. It's hard though. Hard to get a triple word score. So they used kites. Well, it got me thinking about Benjamin Franklin then, didn't it? Because he's Welsh as well. And Franklin suggested the use of lightning rods to redirect electricity away from buildings to keep them from burning down. Or so they say. By tying an iron key to a kite string during a storm. You would be able to identify the electrical charge as being the same as in a Leyden jar. This proved lightning was electricity because he discovered electricity was lightning. Or discovered electricity. So his Leyden jars were actually batteries. So, okay, so he put a flag in the air and he found out about electricity through that. Okay, and the first flags were kites. And they flew over battlefields and then they would say, charge, and then they would go into battle. So these you can buy in the modern day. They're not as unusual as you might think. They are piezoelectric flags. They are energy gathering flags for electricity. Now, I'm not tripping out. This is in the real world, apparently in Science Direct. Harvesting ambient wind with a flag. So going on that, and nothing new under the sun, is it not conceivable that all of them flags going right the way back, all the different sizes and all of the different things that are going on with the weird flagness, is that they had this technology of a wires going through them, right, interacting with the ether, like I already suggested, and creating an electrical charge through piezoelectric forces. So all it does is the ether blows through and it generates a charge in the real world. So is that what the flags were doing in the past? I should cocoa. Indeed, Hugh, my brother. Thank you for being there today. You always make me laugh. That was awesome today. Hi, Shane Rev, man. Where you been? You should write a coercive letter. I think you could appreciate that. Yes. Okay, Rev, long time no see, my brother. Lovely to see you. I'm coming back to give you all shouts in a minute. So that's my my hypothesis, excuse me, is that all of these flags in the old days were part of the Antiquitech and they were energy gathering because they're out now and they were out in the past. And there's too many clues. The massive flags, the poles, where they're situated, what situation they were in, on top of buildings, high into the ether, on battlefields, in the wind. It makes perfect sense. It was an energy form. Okay. I'm coming back for a minute. I'm coming back. I want the world to know. Okay, so I've been going for an hour and a half. God, I went really quick. 500 of you watching. Thank you for being here on a Flaterday. We have a long way to go. We got humor. Next, we're going to do a bit of witchery. I'm going to talk about this. You ready for this? Star jelly. Apparently, after the end of the world event that happened in Wales, that killed everybody, apparently there was, after these atmospheric phenomenal events like meteors and comets, etc., stuff was covered in like an ectoplasm spunk, like cosmic spunk, star jelly. And apparently anyone who came into contact with star jelly, bad things would happen to. Have you heard about star jelly? Well, it's all in this 1909 book talking about star jelly. It's like reading like Daniken 100 years ago. It's brilliant, guys. Only better, obviously, because Daniken, makes a lot of stuff up. So that's what we're doing. And then after that, we're going to look at Ottawa in Canada. If you're from Canada, you ain't seen these before. And we're going to go into images of the day and lots more besides. So this looks like it's going to be a long old bloggage. Howdy, one more time. Good to see you, my friend. Machiavelli, what's going on? Martin, it makes me wonder just how great John Wayne said the movie Rifle. It's all windage and elevation. Oh, that's good. But not Coriolis effect, obviously. Is it? Mama cats, because they don't really count for Coriolis. Supposed to be doing that, innit? Well, there's this sticky Velcro glue that sticks all the atmosphere to the earth. Macat, good to see you. Black goo. I'm not sure if actually, is it black goo? I was thinking it was white. Why was I thinking star jelly was white? I don't know. Might be black. I don't fucking know. We'll have a look. Hi Pamela. Woohoo. Thank you for modding and stuff. LT, good to see you. Red Acre. Free Soul Hippie. You're ever real, brothers. And 16 Alpha, good to see you, my man. Or woman. Or whatever. And Cheryl, front row seat. I know her. Perfectly imperfect. Marty, watch Mike Myers. Pantaverate. I don't know what that is. Mike Myers, he's not making films. I thought he got like banned from Hollywood or something. Mac Spock, good to see you. And all of the good things. Thank you, Sean. Rev, keeping it real after a decade of being here for some weird reason. And Manny, link shared. Thank you, Manny. Yeah, make sure to share this out. Let's get some people over here. Don't run away anywhere because you're going to miss all the fun of the fair and all of the giggles. And don't worry, you will be all right eventually. It'll probably take a month or two for you to feel better. But it's going to be a good ride. Alex, Michael, musician. Yes, I know of Conspiracy Mystic Guruage. Is he in the chat? Crafty Rabbit. Drop that mic, yo. Oh, definitely. It's in mic drops. I'm doing new playlists anyway. I'm doing walking tours of really interesting places. Just cause. And I really want to do that because I want the exercise. And there's all weird stuff happens when I'm out anyway, as you'll see. Golvi, hey everyone, having an amazing Flaterday. Okay. Wiggly flat thumbs, keeping it awesome, keeping it real. Let me just wet my whistle, and then we're going to get back into some spooky stuff. The devil didn't come down to Georgia, came down to Cardiff. Yeah. So the pub where the devil hung around, yeah, picked up his disciples. I met my missus in there. I think Led Zeppelin was right. Woman was created below. Created below. Okay, just having a Led Zeppelin moment. I want to put that on now. Flaterday. May I suggest some Ribita? Okay. And Hugh? Libya never used to be a crescent moon on their flag, and now they do. It's probably just a phase. Well, I've noticed all of the flags have changed, my friend, and quite recently too. They're all going a bit purple. No? Oh, Vanilla, Sweet Martin, Sweet Vanilla. Thank you for being lovely, and thank you for being and Marianne, and everybody else. Okay, I'll share this book as soon as I finish. I did share it yesterday. Steve, will you stop sending me things during my vlogage? Keeps doing this. This is Steve stuff. Okay. Happy flat day to you all, guys. Happy wiggly times. So thank you, Steve. I'm not going to look at telekinesis, training, moving, but great anyway. So I found this on a brief history of the pub that I spent a lot of time in when I was young, and can't tell you too much about it except for the devil was there. I seen card games where people put their house keys, and like people played for 10 grand, even in the 70s, in there for pool, and some of the deals go down you wouldn't even imagine. And yeah, it was really dangerous. Lots of people get killed and stuff. Not if you're familiar and you know you're not fucking stupid, because one thing they don't do is put up with fools. The Dusty Forge, Ely, the west side of Cardiff, once an inn, these days a community project, a well-known haunt for the devil himself. According to Marie Trevelyan, that's a familiar name to me. I had friends in school, Trevelyan, writing in 1909. I got the book here. Marie, he allegedly would lie in wait, the devil, there and pounce on unexpected travellers on the road to the tumble. That takes you up to Puff Call and Bridgend. No wonder they put a speed camera outside. Okay, so the pub itself, you've never been in a pub like that in your life, I can assure you of that. You would wonder in what fucking world you were in if you walked in there back in the day. The infamous pub in the old town of Cardiff, long gone but never forgotten. So my son wouldn't even be here now, guys, if one for the dusty, because like I said, I met my wife in there. I was with her 25 years. Lots to be said for the legendary watering hole and its fearsome reputation, but nothing has to be said for what happened inside. I'm intrigued. I know there's plenty that can be said publicly, but you can't really incriminate yourself, mate, so I keep it stum. But yeah, one of the best places you can ever imagine, but also one of the worst. And why? Because the devil, he came to Cardiff. And one of these places where he picked up 12, apparently, according to this, in Wales, in tiny little land like this, 12, sometimes 7 apprentices, and they're going to help usher in the end of the world. So there you go. Okay, in this bit, it deals with something really weird concerning rainbows. So it says that the rainbow's going to disappear before the end of the world. But this is the Welsh narrative, and they talk about comets. Comets, it was an omen of impending death. In some places, there was an old story that if you passed under a rainbow or it fell between you and other people, your sex would be changed. Isn't that funny how they chose the rainbow as their symbol? And in the Welsh narrative for, ancient times, they say that if you go under a rainbow, is that permanent? Or is that just an overnight thing? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so your sex would be changed. That's really piss poor. In some cases, some people would be happy about that, I expect. If it was an overnight thing, but that's not bad. What the rainbow sprang out of the ground, there's a pot of gold or some kind of treasure was found, like the leprechaun and the crock of gold at the end of the rainbow. The Welsh say that the rainbow will cease appearing before the end of the world. Comets were supposed to appear before the birth or death of a king and a prince. Oh dear. Or a very exalted person. The birth of a Wengling Dur, yay, was said to be heralded by a comet and curious meteors with falling stars. There was formerly a belief in Wales, even as late as the middle of the 19th century, that the tail of a comet swept the earth. The world would be burnt and afterwards be affected by a flood. The end of the world would be accomplished by means of fire and water. Donati's comet struck terror among the rural population of Wales. Meteors falling like balls of fire to the earth indicated calamity to the nation or some distinguished person. Dread followed the event. These meteors were supposed to be a form of fiery chariots in which souls of the Druids were conveyed to heaven. A substance which fell from meteors or was found where the latter had fallen was formerly known as Trepiar Se or star jelly. Star jelly, guys, is that black goo? It was considered to be very fortunate to find it. Oh, very fortunate. Ooh, rub it on. A meteoric stone found by anybody was carefully kept for luck. I've got a meteor. I used to wear it, but I haven't been wearing any jewelry for some reason. Anyway, and the finder would have prosperity so long as he preserved it. All right. If he gave the stone away, he must expect misfortune. Oh dear. And if he sold it, some calamity would befall him and his family. Well, moral of the story is don't fucking do that then, innit? Wow. Space star jelly. There's so much in this. Christ. Yeah, it goes on. You've got a water horse to miss. It tells you about wells and stuff, strange animal things that have happened. It's a brilliant book. I couldn't believe I was reading last night. Totally enjoyed it. Let's just get down to page 150. And I'm going to see where it says about my local visit by the Satan, which I actually posted. Oh, black dog. There was a black dog when I was a kid. Everyone was frightened of it. And it was up at the top of Ely. and and he had red eyes, and people said it was the devil's dog, Nicodemus. I was like, well, in the movie, The Omen, no, Nicodemus a Rottweiler. It's like, yeah, that's in the movies, Matt. This is real life, yeah? It's like, so yeah, the Welsh think the devil's definitely a real thing. And I think it is what you believe it is, isn't it? There's the black dog. Just like the song by Led Zeppelin. Been a long time just to rock and roll. So let's get back to page 50. So yeah, I'll link this up for you later. There's so much juice in this. End of the worldy stuff. Dragons showing up. Dragons fighting over the Bristol Channel. Giant serpents. And they talk about some strange epidemics and stuff as well. But they tell you what they're associated with, which is really interesting, I thought. So here we go. My local pub, the Dusty Forge here. I talked about it yesterday. It was basically the devil came down, or Satan, as they call him, his mates, and he hung around my pub, taking apprentices. So, and little people and fairies. Oh, it's all in this book. Yeah, man, it's amazing. So yeah, in page 153, they said the devil talks about his apprentices. That he picked up in the Dusty Forge. You got 12 of them. Those all different things. So, like if you were beating up your wife, the devil is beating his wife. You know, Welsh sayings. My mother had all the Welsh sayings going. Really unbelievable. Okay. And the devil can shape shift. So the devil can be a chick, which is awesome, really. And nothing to do with goatee business and hoofs and stuff. Apparently, not according to this narrative anyway. So I'm going to link that to you. Don't go on about that too much because I did a post on it yesterday, and I'm going to share that with you. We're going to move on. We're going to look at Ottawa at the turn of the last century and 1870 onwards. 1870 to 1909. Parliament building, Ottawa, Canada. I wonder how they managed to get all that shit together. And look at that lamppost in the foreground. It's massive. The building's massive. One person. And he looks like a Mexican. But what I wonder about these places like Canada and Russia and Tartary is Ottawa, it must be only capable of building anything for like a few months a year because the rest of the time, isn't it fucking freezing? Canada, isn't it? Doesn't Ottawa get like really freezing? Yeah, I know. Yeah, they're knocking up all these massive buildings. Statue of Her Majesty Queen Victoria, because, you know, the Canadians, even though they look exactly like Americans in culture, sound exactly like Americans, got guns and skyscrapers and gangster movies. Yeah, apparently they're ruled by the king. I can't believe I forgot his name, King Charles. Government buildings across the river. Looks a bit like Paris in the past, doesn't it? But way advanced, all these massive walls and stuff. Okay. So they had a nice little canal system. Look how ancient that is. I wonder when they... This is why we were all traveling around on canals and speedboats. So this thing burns, but look at the Antiquitech on top of this Parliament building. Not many buildings across the river. Look at that. Wow. Because it's not for decorations. It doesn't look good, does it? It's all knobbly bits for energy gathering, as I mentioned. This is 1909, and that's the Parliament building. Massive. That's for the whole of Canada. Canada's a massive country. And look at this, yeah, right? It's a mud flood, isn't it? You can see that. Dominion's capital, Ottawa. Parliament again. And what's going on with the... Look at this. Massive fucking antenna itch going on. But massive buildings in Ottawa, isn't it? The size of it. Built for giants, in it. So that's an old building. It looks Welsh, if anything, and it's covered in ivy. And they got a beautiful little steam-powered badge. So they're doing all right in Canada. And the weather looks bloody lovely. Not seen any snow, but look at that. Post office. Yeah, but these roads are elevated and all this is down below. All of this is down below the road. And the size of them buildings, my God. Look, this is what Tartary look like. Grand, beautiful buildings based on sacred principles, living buildings with antiquitech. Vibrational quality would enrich your consciousness. You felt fantastic going in there. And then walking around this park with all the beautiful surroundings would enrich your soul. Now, with brutalism and everything else, it doesn't do anything to the soul except for, I'm going to look away, look into my imagination for pretty things because you don't fucking fuck. But look at that, guys. Amazing, isn't it? Beautifully decorated, all the antiquitech and everything. That's a nice clear HD picture, isn't it? I wonder where they are higher than the, must be a balloon, higher than the Parliament building. Okay. People sending me messages, but I'm live on the YouTube. Look at the size of that. Oh my God. And all of that antiquitech, like a crown as well. Massive flagpole, but no flag. You don't see flags on these massive flagpoles. Another one there, no flag. Why wouldn't they have a flag on the Parliament building? I do not know. I do, because it's part of the antenna setup. Wow, look at that for the backdrop. It looks like them ancient pictures we see of, you know, the old, like behind the background of a Renaissance picture when you see them glistening cities. They look like that. That's old world Canada, isn't it? I can't believe they were built in the Victorian era at all. My God, the size of it. So anything you do spot that I don't, please make sure to comment below anything that you see, or email martinleaker7@gmail.com for any other things. I'll put that email address in the description box later. Bandstands, yeah, they're weird. The bunco booths covered in antiquitech. Look, and all they're supposed to do is have like a brass band. Tiddly pum pum. I don't know. I'm not going to sing the rest of that song because it gets rude. Mudflood, classical building, and this one looks German or Tartary, more to be more specific. Baroque, beautiful, massive. Looks like it belongs in the Czech Republic, not actually Canada land. And the government, after a reset, they get the best buildings. Same everywhere in the world. The best reset buildings they get. Grand Central Station is a big old Greco-Romano thing. Looks like old Penn Street Station in New York, but a smaller version. Oh, I wonder if that's there in the modern day. Aeroplane view. Okay, it's an aeroplane. Yeah, it's quite impressive, their civic centre there, isn't it? And they got a college. It looks like it's British red brick. Yeah, it's just old world stuff, isn't it? Doors in the air, appear in the air, front door, and all these windows touching the ground makes no fucking sense in a place that has deep, deep snow and ice. Does it make any sense at all? West Block. East Block. Oh, it's really weird. Sparks Street. I wonder if that's anything to do with electricity. Yeah, that's a beautiful city. But it's all skyscrapers out to fuck now. Look at them buildings. Yeah, really impressed with but all of this goes under the flame, as you know. A lot of it gets destroyed. They had a terrible apocalyptic event, like all North American cities of any significance for some reason. Oh. So they got House of Commons, as they. Oh, fucking hell. Fucking lovely. There it is. Brilliant Rotunda building. Don't know what to make of it. It's got a lot of knobbly bits. Seen it replicated a few other places in Christendom. Want for a better word. No people around, though, is there? And the Royal Mint happens to be a castle. Castle in Canada. But they're saying, oh, it's built, right, not long ago. So it looks like something from the Renaissance period to me. Look at that in the middle of nowhere, though. All that grass. Space. And antiquitech. Look at it. It's nuts. with antiquity. Wow. And when them Russian buildings, fucking hell, these ones are crawling with it. That's inside, and look at the vaulting. It's like an Indiana Jones movie or a big cathedral. Canada. Beautiful. And they had an observatory. This one's covered in ivy. It's got a smaller observatory for the watchings and see if a comet's come in. There's something on its roof there, but it's obscured. Somebody got their head in the picture there. Made for giants, indeed, indeed, Rev. It's just too big. Look at the little people in the massive buildings. You know, is that a tower block? That looks modern, doesn't it? But you can see the mud flood windows there. Strange style on that with the upper balustrade. I haven't seen that. It's completely different to whoever built that. Oh, excuse me. Missed one. So there's a giant flagpole on like his own stone tower there. Wow. Is that enough just for a flag? Yeah, it's pretty impressive. This is, I gotta be honest. Oh, what a fucking shame. The whole fucking thing burnt down. There you go. Yeah, it's over an oil lamp or something. I don't know. Such a shame. And in the snow, remember I mentioned everything's deep with fucking snow. It makes no sense with the windows. Oh, what a bloody shame. Look at it. Absolutely beautiful. Towering Inferno. So, good. So the other half lived. Look at that Antiquitech thing on that tower there. Oh dear, the Rotunda went up in a bag of poo as well. Look, oh, the roof's gone. This one looks a bit all right though. Snow and ice kept it from burning. Wonder what happened. Looks fucked, doesn't it? Oh, there must be a reason. Maybe it was a genuine accident, not that they're real. Right then, we're going to do some comedy in a minute, but first I'm going to come back. I'm making a new series. If you've seen earlier, I went in the worst gully in the world. I don't know if you've seen that. Don't feel sorry for me. It's fine. I'm good. Okay. I'm going to put that on. I'm going to share screen because I want to leave the room for 1 minute. 500 of you watching. Awesome. Watch this for a couple of seconds. And I am going to come back with images for you. Oh, excuse me. And I will share that book a little bit later. Oh, fuck, I did there. It was like asking me to connect to Wi-Fi and shit. Oh, yeah. Almost the end of the line. Blackberries dried out quick, look. All our wasted fucking munch. All rotted in the fucking jungly atmosphere. Birds eat them though, fermented, they get drunk. But it is proper fucking jungly. Right, I'm going to shortly take you through what is one of the worst gullies in Ely. Because everyone is forced to use it. Yeah, now. But it is really bad. And I'm going to silver line mine of this. It won't be forever. Okay. Sweet. What the fuck is that? Non-music. Like synthwave or something, isn't it? Okay, you can watch out on my channel. It's there. I put it up today. So I'm going to do some walk tours, but literally with like places that are of interest is what I'm going to do. Okay, let's have a look at some funny things. See how we get on. Okay. Are these children ethically sourced? Wait, what? Organic and gluten-free. These are the times we live in, guys. Let's pretend that none of this shit ever happened. Well, that's what I'm going to do. I know some can regard it as living in denial, but no, that's people in Egypt. They live in denial. The Nile. I'm good. My field of fucks is barren. I mean, barren like the moon. I mean, I haven't got any fucks to give anymore. I had them surgically removed when I was young, though. Rise and shine, twatty dipshits. Thank you for that, lovely. Oh, this is interesting. We're here to chew toys and lick our assholes, and we're all out of chew toys. So that is, they live, the dogs. Oh, and then they lick your face then, don't they? But it's not like human shit. Dog shit's not human shit, is it? Human shit's not good. Leave your shitty kids home. That's right, guys. That's right, guys. Go on holiday, jump on a jet plane, or break pattern, right? Don't worry too much about the children. They'll be okay. They got the internet. They can look, find out anything that they want. Oh, that's how you do it. I'm summoning my legions with liquid chicken. Okay, so you gotta get some eggs, liquidized chicken. I thought they actually meant put a chicken in a liquidizer, but eggs would do it. To summon your legions. Okay. Well, we need a few of them for the battle that we got. Everything will kill you in Australia. Is that true, Campbell? You're probably in bed now. What about you, Kelly? You in bed as well? I don't. Everything will kill you in Australia. Chaswazzers, then things, duckbill platypuses, they ain't real. They just tells you this place is a simulation. Alligators, I heard alligators will cut you, hug you, and you can kiss them on the face and stuff. Same with kangaroos and joeys. But don't leave your pushchair hanging around if there's dingoes, apparently. So they say. The long list of shit that hurts my fifis. So do that. Like, write a long list of things that like hurt your feelings. See, I would have like nothing on my list because nothing hurts my feelings because I got like 12-inch thick skin. I couldn't give a fucking shit. That's about you. I know I'm epic. I'm actually living legend, so I don't have to worry about it. Oh, I'm only joking. But no, it's true. Very good. Pictures of my furry pussy all over the internet. Don't take that in the wrong way, guys. Pussies are cats. And we all look at pussy cats on the internet, don't we? And little dogs as well. I like dogs like in little chicks, dogs and little chicks, and ducks. I'm all, getting on together. I like to see animals getting on together. So you can buy pubic hair. You can buy famous pubic hairs. I know somebody sold George Clooney's face clippings from a hotel, and they got caught and they got done. But I don't. I think he just planted them there. I don't think he actually shaves. 100% organic, but overpriced drain hair. Some of this was actually removed from people's belly buttons, but drain. Sorry. If you have a moose knuckle, no, not yet, but I'm thinking on it for a video on YouTube. So all these women, yeah. I seen something really, really bad the other day. Do you know that Katie Hopkins? Zikal. Katie, yeah. When she's sober, which is very, very seldom, she stuck a pair of the tightest trousers and showed all the bits off. Yeah. I literally, I need fucking I need therapy. I don't feel well after it. I wish that hadn't have happened. I wish I hadn't looked. So yeah, I was mentally fucked by it. So I'm thinking of returning the favour and mentally fucking you all by wearing yoga pants through the high street of the town. So you can all see my moose knuckle live on YouTube. It should be very amusing. Let's see how the females respond. On my knees with Sesame Street. Bert gets some roadhead. On Route 66. Look at Bert's happy little face. You telling me you didn't know? Bert, you telling me you didn't know? All them years, guys. Fuck yeah, you know it. The shit stuck all over my fur. It's not shit, but they are lovely. I'd love one of them. It's an old English sheepdog. They have got shit all over their fur. Have you seen it? My childhood ruined. Oh, this is a brilliant one. Look at this. Fuck, it's oregano. Right. My Ladybird book of Fuck It's Oregano. Has this, I don't want any lies from anybody because this is a truth movement, okay? Has anyone accidentally scored oregano? It's like, fuck me, it's oregano. It's not buds at all. Yoga pants don't lie. Yeah, Hugh. That'll make me super famous. That'll go viral to show a bit of body. Women do it. Yeah. You got women, they go camping and just lay about in front of the fire, showing a little tiny bit of jug. Fucking 500,000 views. Yeah. Fucking hell. Sex sells. I'll fucking show a bit. Oh, get a few views in it. Bernstein, not Bernstein, Ben. It's the Bernstein Bears and the schoolyard sacrifice. Oh, we did that. That was perfectly normal. Oh, yes. High school witchcraft. Always our favourite. On the magic mushrooms. A couple of sacrifices. Over the cemetery. I'm only joking. But am I? Dun, dun, dun. It's Halloween. When I fucking say it is. Grover. You're a man of my own act. We'll have Halloween every day. Yeah. Crank up the AC. I'm dying. AC is something we don't have in Britain. We just get hot or cold. And this year we'll be getting very cold. Or the old ladies will, because got rid of the heating allowance for them. Poor loves. That's some high potency synthetic bullshit right there. Debunked in my laboratory. That's what we do. All I want is titties and naps. So do I. So do I, little baby. So do I. Titties and a little nap after. Ah. Me no need vegetation. Me no need carb control. Grover. I love your taste in music. Good girl. Nancy Drew mystery story. It's not voyeurism if you're solving mysteries. Oh, bear that in mind then. Duck off. At least I'm not smoking quack. Suck my corkscrew cock. Sorry, that's really bad. Have they got corkscrew? Ducks got corkscrew willies. That's not true, is it? I thought it was true about Chinese ladies' vaginas going the other way, but it's not. It's not true at all. Take hold of my one good tit. Right, boob is weird. So what goes on after dark in the Muppets? Can you imagine a Fraggle orgy? Oh my God. Fur everywhere. The Bernstein Bears. All the shit we won't do to get healthy. Okay, medicine. Okay. Good food. Yeah, fuck good food. Exercise. Yeah, fuck exercise. Don't do any of it. Fuck all this shit. That's not good advice. Good food is good. Exercise, die without it. The other ones, not so good. This is a true story. Cover your mouth when you cough. I fucking can't. Because I'm a T-Rex, innit? I can't even eat in it. I tried eating a burger the other day, and guess what happened? I couldn't reach my mouth, and I'm really hungry. We're going to die in this volcano. I know. Let's run. It's a meteor. It's going to take out the whole of humanity. It's the KT impact. It's coming to get you. So, yeah, I got a lot to share. I don't know how I'm going to get through it all. I've got all of this fuckwit Twatterday, which is today. I've got odd things, Cardiff drones. I've got beautiful little artists I discovered. Just have a look at her. She's contemporary. These are from 2001. She's oh, excuse me, contemporary artist called. Oh, well, I wrote it down somewhere. Kowitz. It's Korowitz. She's got a Polish name, but she's American. And the narrative is this girl is from Michigan in the United States. And she makes it very lifelike, but they are actually paintings. So, an innocent person. She's not in any tattooed weird cult or anything. I don't know what the box is. Something means something. Apparently, they're all coded with a message. Hummingbirds. Young Michigan. She looks a bit Amish, don't she? With the style. Oh, dear. She's having a bad hair day. You want to read that book, 50 Ways to Handle Your Cock. That's where they filmed the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Nah, they never. So, really lovely. It looks like photographs, but they're not. They're paintings. What's the narratives? I don't know. This one is trippy because she goes completely nuts on the eggs. And look at all the eggs in the chick. Oh, my God. I would love that. I would love loads of little chickens. What you do? They grow into big fucking chickens, though, don't they? Not so much with the crows and the blackberries. Blackberry sure. Blackberry picking. Making blackberry tarts. There's 3 of her. They're the same lady. She's doppelganged. There's the husband come home from work. And they got a fire twister. That happens all the time in Oklahoma. Oh, Michigan. And she's made him a blackberry pie. He's been in the shed with the pigs. Him and Cletus. Cletus, you messing with those pigs again? No, Pa. What's that noise? It's not me, Pa. Corned beef. Apples. Oh, they got lovely grub and a load of squirrels. I want a squirrel. I pet squirrel in school. Kept her in the pocket of my Levi's ragtag denim jacket, which they wouldn't allow me to wear in school, but I did because I'm rad. Look, it's all on fire. They're all going to die. Brill. Yeah, they're really unusual. So contemporary art's pretty shit compared to, say, fucking Caravaggio. But they are masters after all. There he is. So he had the know-all, even though he was apparently a homo, he had the know-all to illuminate this lady's bosoms. Let's just put it that way. Everyone needs a bosom for a pillow, like the song says. Yeah. She's got that, what you saying, guy? Face on her, isn't it? Yeah, whatever. Yeah. She looks like a snotty British teenager. Yeah, whatever. I said no, I said yes, and I said no, I said yes, I said no. There's Narcissus. Oh, I'm not as good looking as I thought it was. Here's the Wheel of Death, or as they commonly know it, the Wheel of Fortune. Do you think the disc is on the head? I was thinking about this. It could be a technology. That Valley Girl, what are you saying, James Douglas? It could be a technology for causing some sort of cloaking or force field around the body. You put this on your head, it causes an electromagnetic force field that protects you from any harmful post-reset amounts of radiation that could be hanging around. He's got one on, see? He's not worried. He's not getting radiation poisoning either. He's got a red cape on. He's superhuman. But Caravaggio clued his pictures up. Oh, here we go. Here's one of the Knights of Malta. I think ceremonial swords were something. I think that they were harping back to some other technology. I really think all of it was Tartary tech. I really do. All of it. Wow, he looks like the guy out of the Omen movie. Ooh, that smells horrible. What is it? It's called weed. Can I have them? The lights went out. He sat on the toilet there, so they had to knock the lights out. Otherwise, you're going to see him sat on the toilet. But you can see from the wrinkles in his face that he's straining. Drop the twins off at the pool, as you do. See, they got these rings on their head, so they're either really holy or, oh, there's a kid. Serpent. Oh, it's going to sting me. No, it won't. It's not death. Death is not real. I think they might be cloaking them of some sort of tech. Why not? Well, these look big, don't they? Like giants. Giants in nappies. Giants in nappies. Oh, here's Bacchus. Oh, God, look at him. Mind you, he's got a bit of muscle on him, this Bacchus, hasn't he? But he looks like a Chinese chick. He looks like a geisha girl. But what are they into? The wine. The wine. And this guy. Is this David and Goliath? Because this is not looking like a very big Goliath head, is it? But it's got the stone where it hits him, so that's David and Goliath. We fucked him up. So, we got about a half hour to go. Make sure to stick around. How many still in the house? 467 of you. We got lots more to go, but the next I'll just have to do in a day or two. Okay. Tomorrow I'm going on a very interesting walk that I'm going to share with you all. I've thought of something brill that you'll love. Wow, what weed did they have back then, guys? See, this is what they had in the old days. Man, oh man, oh man. Lucky man. Look at this. It's Jesus. See how humiliating. You put the Son of God in a pair of basically nappies, or a terry nappy at the very least. And, stick him on a cross and show him to all of humanity. In his bundies, no less. So, fucking hell. I bet he's cringing. Oh, his dad, did you have to do it in my underpants? It's like, well, yes, sir. How are they going to remember you? There is that. So, let's move on to Fuckwit Flaterday. Denver Airport got loads of clues about what's happening at the moment. We haven't looked at them for a while, but I was looking at them the other night, and I was like, shit, they got loads of clues. So Denver Airport, as you know, had some murals painted on the walls around it, and they all have like apocalyptic and esoteric meaning, like the black sun, the ray coming out of the black sun, and the woman floating up into the black sun. I shit you not. Boy on the checkerboard floor, and these elites discussing something to do with boy on checkerboard floor. So what about these ladies swirling in a fiery ball? Oh, actually, they're all ladies, are they? And everyone underneath, we got the military. Again, flags for the imperialism. There's a net, some sort of net over the top. It looks like Britain in the background. For some reason, that is not America. These are British terraces. That's sinister. And somebody in protective radiation clothing. And somebody against the wall looks like they're about to be shot. They knew what was going to happen. It's all in a book. It's on a playbook, this movie. It's not gone the way they said. Because, what was it, Lee, Flat Earth British? Much love. Lee, we fucking love you, brother. You're doing awesome. Looking good, too. He said that David Rockefeller once said that they didn't expect it to go the way they did with the World Wide Web. And I think that's the case as well. What are the shovels for, guys? Expecting some mud? Because it even looks like a mud flood. Sleeping on the... See that man there in the mountain? Standing on the shoulders of giants? No less. This freaked me out until I worked out what was going on. I was like, fuck me. There's a big screen and they're burning everything behind it. Oh my God, it's a movie. Burning of San Francisco. Until I realized that it was two photographs that had been spliced together. Which bollocks, I thought. Still sinister. I'm eating a sweetie. I'm eating a gummy. So there's a lot of anguish here, isn't there? So you arrive at the airport, the Mile High City, and then you've got like all dystopic fucking soldiers with guns and ruined worlds and people in anguish. It's really stressful. Planes are stressful enough. So this is on the wall. Is this where the Paris Last Supper wicked, weird Bacchusite strangeness with a load of, I don't know, French people dressed up, and they did this, and it looks exactly the same, doesn't it? Thanks, Alty. I'll protect you from the hooded claw. I'll keep the vampire from your door. Aye, aye, aye. Denver International Airport was opened in 1994. And who opens it? Freemasons, obviously. I like Colorado. I don't like the dog that bit me in Colorado, though, but the rest was brilliant. We've got a Scotsman doing the Highland Caber, whales jumping out of the sea. Thanks for all the fish. We're fucking off. You're going to be Scotch. And you're the black lady, a Swedish bird, a black lady, Chinese lady. And they're all worshipping. There's a guy who looks like he's in charge, like a shaman. Some Kundalini effect thing, which I couldn't even imagine what that is. Is it a flower? It's got a nice feeling to it. Not like New Mexico, LT. New Mexico's enchanting. So, yeah, why they got a big fuck off horse with demonic eyes? It's like, don't anyone say, like, this is proper evil, yeah? It's got veins and red eyes and stuff. But it's a lot more. I'd love to get the whole walls, but there's an industrial bit here which shows sort of, I don't know, socialist worker type thing. Bye then. Yeah, bye. So what's the narrative here? It looks like Mary is there with maybe a dead Jesus. She's waving, bye, bye. And there's another guy, so that's Joseph of Arimathea, and he has got a cloth on his head because he's an Arab, isn't he? By the look of him. But it's a nice bit of marbling. So here's some bas reliefs they found in ancient Rome. Some of them were /Rome in Pompeii. And it seems that there's a lot of slavery. He's grabbing this lady, naked lady, by the hair. And this one is grabbing her icon, help me, help me. But it's not going to help her because it's not actually real. So they had a weird bread and circuses and slavery thing going on apparently in the old world as well, which we find evidence for on things like this. But this is a strange mosaic for the floor. So what we got? We got a load of whales. We got a man who swims around with an erection, if it is a man, which is weird. And this one, he's killing a fish with a burning something, if it is a fish. So why would you go hunting with a stiffy? That's really weird. So I was thinking about mazes as well, the narrative of, Theseus, the Minotaur, and all of it, really. And this labyrinth in Knossos. So I was thinking about, he has got this Phoenician shield with that spike that we've seen. So there's a Phoenician thing in it. And I got to thinking, well, it's all over. The same shape of mazes in churches, on church floors, on, as you can see here, on stone. And it's exactly the same. And it has resembled the human brain. Okay, I have mentioned this before. Neocortex, the brain, the spinal column goes down here. And this looks like the two hemispheres. But what if it was a map out here and it shows the center bit out here? I'll have a look in a minute. There's another one. Santana and Branxus, brilliant. One of my favorite albums of all time. And I used to love the fact that it had a beautiful naked black woman on there. Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's pretty, isn't it? Yeah, this is it suffered some forest fires. It has somewhere in California, but all the streets are clear. Everything's just following his footprint. The grass is all nice and it just looks like San Francisco. This is a good old church. I don't know what kind of church this is. Look at this. All right, everything's crap outside. It looks a bit mud flooded. But what's the line here? Why has it been painted this far and then down in there? Because it definitely looks a big old mud flood. Unusual church, though, isn't it? There's a guy up there. Can you see that? What's he doing? He's not cleaning the windows, is he? Well, he might be cleaning the slats. No, he wouldn't be doing that. What's he doing? Maybe that's his car. Selective fire. That's so weird, Goldie. It is. It is. So here's another heraldry. Okay. Libertas. And it sees two lions on unicycles. And in the middle is another lion with wings on a cycle with two wheels and pedals, the middle wheel and everything. But this is from the 1500s. They had unicycles and bicycles. Nothing new is under the sun. The reset happens. This is a beautiful image of what they would have, the survivors would have seen. There was quite a few, maybe 10%. That's enough. And then you see all of the tree, the water's receded. The trees have grown all of this. The trees are still ruined. The statues of that world that went before and the giant vases, because it was giants for giant world. It's all just laying about, and you can see the trees ruined after an apocalyptic event. And they just come out and they just try and pick up the pieces. I think that, in Mad Max or films like that, when they have bottle caps and all that, and they think that's the way the world is because they got no frame of reference for what was. I think that's the state we're in now, guys. Yeah, we need to remember. Yeah, we need to help one another remember what happened before the time for us to transition. That is going to be dodgy if you die, want for a better word, and not learned anything in your whole spell here, the whole time here. Yeah. And we need to, that's what we're doing. We're remembering who we are and what we are. And it's so exciting, guys, if you think about it. It's just mind-blowing. There is no spoon man. We can do anything if we just believe and just know, not believe, just know that we can do this. Here's another question for you guys. Concerning reset, there's a number of images. You've seen them on this channel for years, where you see arches or windows and they're all bricked up. You can see this one's got a load of mud in front of it and bricks and whatever. So obviously they bricked that up before the mud flood. So why did they brick it up? Was it to keep who was inside, or just brick it up and get inside to protect you from the apocalypse outside? You see them everywhere, all over Rome, these bricked up arches. And they did it before the mud flood. So I think that's what they were doing, these underground catacombs, etc. So here's an image of what it was supposed to be like in ancient classical world. I'm guessing they're thinking this is Rome. The wobbly columns. Still don't know what that's about. What looks like some sort of maybe Olympic events. But it looks like a load of people actually killing one another, which is what they show you a lot because it's all mind control. Is everything all right? Yeah, just keep an eye on my Willie and I'll steal that over there. Brilliant strategy. Nicking her stuff. The last pot of stuff. Yeah, I was wondering about music in this period as well. Imagine how amazing it sounded. I bet it was like Jimi Hendrix. I bet it was brilliant. Down and out, now. I bet it was all that. I bet it was like C60. I bet it was like they played like bluegrass, my favorite. So this is in London. He's a grumpy old Getney, the Phoenician, but he's got 2 dragons. That's analogous for. Ooh. Oh, excuse me. Another bas relief. Here's that bit of wine you wanted, love. He's nodding off on his shift. He only does the 6 till 12. And there's a wheel behind there. So what's the deal with the angels and the winged beings then, I wonder? This is a weird one. Check this one out. Also, apparently in the classical world, painting on a wall. You've got crocodiles. You've got really strange little beings with big, massive heads trying to catch a hippopotamus, one can presume. And they don't look like indigenous peoples or something. They look like maybe these ones, but not these. These look like gremlins or goblins. Big heads, tiny little bodies. If they were grey, I'd say alien greys. But I'm not discounting aliens because I'm not saying they're in outer space because extraterrestrial means extra land. But I have seen UFOs, guys, and as I mentioned a dozen times, don't care what people think. I seen one the size of Wembley Stadium, not a stone's throw away. And it moved off to the north and it disappeared in a tiny slit in the sky. So to that, what am I supposed to think? Yeah, to me, I think interdimensional travel is a real thing. And I think that these technologies, is them or it's the others. But they got it, and I've seen it. And the black triangle followed it all the way home, me and my son. You seen the black triangle? Blocked out all the fucking stars. It was massive. Anyway, come back here, you. Don't fly away. She's got a basket of babies. I'm going to give them to the, I think this is like this Hermes. I think there's some sort of DNA program going on. I don't actually feel comfortable with this shot. There's a little tiny angel with a man. But it's a classical world. I'm sure nothing sinister is going on. Yeah, drink this. What is it? It is opium. No, it might not be opium, but it is wine at very least. And they're getting apples and wine. They got them slaving. And there is the bird that will deliver the babies later, the stork, because as we know, that's where babies come from. In modern day, not so much. Modern day bum babies. This is an eagle with his wings partly closed, which I never ever see. And Jupiter is the crow, as you can see, and this is Ganymede. So named a bit of space. There's no real after. And the god is in animal form. Jupiter is in a bird's form. So you could, when you're feeding birds in the morning, you could be feeding Jupiter. Wouldn't that be funky? Half man, half horse, Centauro. Apparently a common thing back in the day. But she was happy. My man's built like a horse. Well, actually, he is a horse. So this is in Russia somewhere. They got log cabins, and they want the big, they got factories you can see there. So they got a bit advanced. They've got a castle there. But what the fuck is the double-headed alchemical furnace for exactly? This pouring out in the bottles, pouring it in there, they're producing alcohol. It's a still. Steam hammer. Used to hear these when I was a kid. I haven't heard one in years. My God, you could hear them 10 miles away. This is what they're using for flattening metal. If that steam hammer went down now, he would be as flat as a piece of paper. It'd be a big flat splat. Look what we found. It's awesome. It's in the cliff. Look, it's a naked lady. And she's smiling at me. Yeah, it's bloody good, isn't it? I wonder if the whole mountain's full of naked ladies that all be smiling at us. Let's dig it out and find out. So it's good finds, wasn't it? Fucking lucky. So I can only presume that this site had some sort of mud flood or something go on, because there's stones and everything everywhere, and a lot of the buildings are missing, and it looks like fucked. They don't have brainwash you, don't they? Look at these two. So they're covered in sores, and they got a serpent coming out of his gut like a tapeworm. She's got a frog that's stuck on a bit. She got a hole in her gut, sucky tits, all of this. So they're minging, isn't they? They're minging. There they are when they're young. He's like, try this new substance. What is it? It's called crack cocaine. Oh, will it feel good? Oh, it makes you feel amazing. But you want loads and loads of it. Here they are 3 years later. So I think the lizards mean radiation, and he's gone baldy. She's gone baldy. I think that they got radiation poisoning. I think that's what's happening with all of it right the way through. I think that's where it all is. Certain levels of radiation poisoning, technological changes, etc. This is on an old Arabic painting. It was on a wall. And as you can see, they got their idea for Batsy somewhere, didn't they? On the bat signal as well. Batman! Or as he will be in the future, Batman! Because they're about to change him. Everyone's gone. Apparently, that is the new thing. It's brilliant. If Twiggy was around now, she'd be 23 stone. Purple hair. I don't know what's happening there. Looks like the tower's falling down. What's happened? I don't know. The rest is all right. So I don't know if it's deliberate on earthquake or whatever, but everyone's out in the open. So, looks like it's in Russia. It's really crumple. That one tips to the side. Didn't like just go straight down, did it? It's really weird. Right, what's going on here? So this is a woman, apparently. Okay, she needs to wash her bloody feet. That's for sure. And 2 sproggages that she is reading to. Okay, in school, because she goes to school naked. She's got arms like a Russian shot putter. Look at her. And shoulders like a sumo wrestler. That's a chick. It's supposed to be, isn't it? It's dressed like a chick. Got hair like a chick. Is it a man? Hiya, Holistic Media. Love to you. Love to Adam Cook. And love to everybody in chat. Thank you for being here. 457 of you still watching. Make sure to share this out if you would. Like this video, support the channel anyway, and do all the cool stuff that YouTube does. And stick around because I got more to come. And we are about 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock. It'll be 3 hours. Okay, we're getting there. Check her headwear out. This girl, she's making a bit of music. She's got a Phoenician guitar. She's a ginger. They all are, and they blonde or ginger or strawberry in the old world. No other colour. Let's call it Dove from Above. Cool. Yeah, nice photo bombing. Pigeons. I love pigeons. They're awesome. Okay. So he's got an eye in either wing, this Asian goddess. He's got a sword, but he's got serpenty legs. So why serpenty legs and wings? Well, I think the wings are fins because they're in the water. You would have fins in the water. Fins are wings, by the way, because water is the same as the air. A fish does not swim, it is swum. And a bird does not fly, it's flown. It's exactly the same principle. Okay, so here is another relief of the maze of Knossos, and I'm wondering, like, if that's what they're telling us. You've got to go all the way around, blah, 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 blah. And in the middle is the Hyperborean, and in the middle, the Holy Holies, and the North Pole Hole. And we go up, and this sort of, maybe he knows. And then you get in there, and then it takes you to another world, a better world. Because this one, I think there's clues. I think it's portals as well. It's definitely more going on with these. And I used to think it was like to do with spiritual evolution, you know, advancement of the soul, ascension, whatever, getting to the middle. But they're using the film The Shining. And I can't help thinking that the clues with it is just you get to the middle, you kill the Minotaur, and then you're free. Mount Meru. Minotaur, Mount Meru. So here's an old goddess, got horns, this one, and donkey ears as well. So that's maybe the headwear, though. Fabati. So here is an ancient Greek coin. You can see the snake again, standing up, going to bite him or bite her. Fabati. And there you go again. I think it might be. Just checking out there. So this is from ancient antiquities. This is in a museum. I think it was in Warsaw somewhere. I think that was it. And it looks like he's riding, I don't know, a wet bike. Some sort of torpedo. But why wouldn't they have all that? And there's the Phoenician stuff. They like gold. These are gold, what look like candelabras. Maybe holding candles, or maybe oil burners, but solid gold. Look at this. What do you reckon that is? It's a bell on them. So it might be an old bell of the old world on a church, and then you got a ball, and then all of these strange flowery bits. It's great, isn't it? Nothing new under the sun, Marianne Lovely. Me no second the peace pipe. Well, I would second the peace pipe. Phone home. Nothing. This is E.T., but ignore that bit. But this bit, this plate, was supposed to be part of Father Cresby's collection. And he was supposed to have had some people come out of the jungle and bring him, like in South America, he's in Ecuador, and then there's everyone bringing in bits of Mesopotamia or Sumer, like a continent away. Like, oh, okay. How? Too. So Indians, how? They do it back in the old culture. So this looks like this bum, doesn't it? Look at these women's faces, knowing they're never going to look that sexy. He's looking at her, he's thinking, fuck, I wish. He looks really unhappy, doesn't he? His face says it all. What's happening? The look of disgust. He's like, oh, it's a penis. I thought it was a girl. Oh, it's a little penis. Well, it's classical art. It's a man, isn't it? Yeah, it's one of those. Got a fanny and a wheelie. A fanny and a wheelie. I don't know. This is in a Russian church. It's got a load of gold brass bits, but inside is loads of candles burning. But what's all this steampunk wheelage? I think that's a bit of Antiquitech mini church bell thing going on. Also bits at the bottom here. Can you see these? Wires coming off. But it could be connected to the old 240 in a modern day. So here's a picture of Jesus, a painting of Jesus, and he's found himself in a Mandelbrot set in the 1400s because apparently they knew about the Mandelbrot set. So he's got fractals all the way around him, okay? And he's doing cousin it. So what's basically done, he's combed all his hair in front of his face. It's good, isn't it? It's fun. I like Jesus. He's funny. He's already done a self-portrait in a mirror. So this is what an artist in 1500 looked like. Pretty normal. Looks like a normal today dude, except for the frizzy hair and stuff, because like they all got their hair short these days, haven't they? They're having Kurdish hairstyles in my neighbourhood, the boys. So they've got a portal mirror, these two mermaid beings, dragony mermaid horse beings, seahorses, but humanoid. They came in through there. She came in through the bathroom window. Okay, that's a beautiful bit of marble. Horns aplenty, 2 Phoenician angels. Look at this shit. See, what would be fun is if you accidentally knocked that over and broke it. And it's like, that's the only one in existence. It costs 10 million. So, well, can I write you an IOU? At the end of the day, we're only passing through. It doesn't matter if I break an expensive vase again. There's a lot of portals on that building, isn't it? Big windows. Some of these old plants, they were repurposed buildings as well. It's too much antiquitech. Yeah, this is a bullshit narrative, and this is why. Here's an old Stephenson's rocket train, and it's carrying some barrels and 3 what look like horse carts on a railway line. Unfortunately, this thing was around in the 1700s, and by the time photographs were invented, they'd gone into proper trains, steam trains, and none of these existed. So either they're just doing it for commemorative purposes, or this is just fake ass pencil, something or other, AI, because that never happened. Oh, Shim, I can't blow this up. This is the ley line map and the nodal points all over the place. One of them goes straight through Mecca. That's why they go around that big stone, try and control the world from it. And, excuse me. Fucking hell. Oh, God, my language is terrible. You can see the node goes straight through Houston, goes through Tampa Bay area, or through Florida. It goes smack through Houston, all the way along Route 66, all the way to San Diego. And that would explain all our weirdness that was going on Route 66. Get your kicks on Route 66. Okay, let's move on. More lizardy Phoenician beings with serpent tail. I wonder what it's all about. They got to come from the deep, or a place of water. And the Egyptians, they had a weird thing going on with their temples, didn't they? You know, masturbation temples or something I read, but they couldn't be making up these narratives. But there's a lot of this going on. It's like, wee, check a look. Is that stuff coming out at the end? It is. It is. Squirty Egyptian jizz. And this is on an Indian door. It's very friendly little door, as you can see. And it's to designate men and women. They should have shown us a woman's door, though. Happiness, no more, no less. So this is from the ancient times as well, found in the Netherlands, part of a private collection. I bet. And it is an enormous phallus with the man with a wheelbarrow of dicks. Make your own mind up. Here's Jesus. They 3D'd the Turin Shroud. Yeah. And now we know exactly what Jesus looks like in 3D. Check it out. See, a new technology, you catch up. Hey, Mickey, you're so fine. Yes. Hey, Jesus, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind. Who remembers the Corona Pop Man on a Sunday? Can you remember that? Man, the Corona Pop Man. I'd have ciderette. Oh, man, the cherry aid was boss. Oh, that one was boss. All of them. Amazing soda this was, guys, that came around weekly. And then you'd have a cut. It was pennies. It was like 25. And you get money back 10p off the bottle when he comes around next week. He's awful excited because if you was a biscuit, you go around collecting everyone's Corona bottles and give them to the Corona man. And you could have a free bottle of pop. Or a few quid if you got loads of Corona bottles. Excellent. Yeah, so you get to old age, served 2 world wars, your country's completely fucking gone. You're not even in it anymore. You're like supposed to fuck off and die. And then you try to survive by playing your Fender Stratocaster, only you're tripping because you're on the medication. You find out it's actually a violin. I give him money. He doesn't look like a smackhead. I'd give him money if I had any. Who remembers these in school? Yeah. Who remember being in trouble because of a Bunsen burner in school? Like connecting the pipes up to the water, to the gas and switching them and switching it on and flooding the... I won't go into it. There was murder. There was blood on the moon over that. I didn't do it. I was parley to it. It wasn't my idea. Yeah, Bunsen burners. So in the 1940s in Hyde Park, this thing would come up and you would have a movie on the back of a wagon in Hyde Park. It's all right now. Looks like a pretty adult movie, though, doesn't it? It looks like one of those, melodramas, as they call them, which can get quite adult, I've noticed, some of them. I don't know what's going on there. Just a back, really, isn't it? Back and a little tiny bit of bum cheek. Bum cleavage. Here's another building that looks like that corn building that I showed you earlier on. Same similar markings in America. A lot of Moorish buildings. Wendy's. Here's Wendy. Okay, she was alive once, as you know. Wendy's has gone to shit. I went in Wendy's. I had really bad stomach. It's just like fucking didn't settle well on my stomach, that Wendy's caper. Now, Waffle House. Now, there's a different thing. I love a bit of Waffle House. But Texas steak house, the best in the world. You ever seen anyone fired from a cannon? I have. Years ago when I was a kid. Can't remember where, though. They fired him, and he came out of a cannon, and he landed in like a circus net, and he was perfectly fine. That was really interesting. I'd have a go, as long as you didn't die. Well, it doesn't matter anyway, does it? I'd have a go, human cannonball. Something to do, innit? Do it on YouTube. I carry my camera with me and do it live. Brilliant. Cock tugs. Liverpool screw towing. Liverpool screw towing and Lighterage Co. Cock tugs and screw towing. Okay. So here is a concert in America in 1977. Okay, this is what we were like before the internet. So we went to a concert. We went to see Stevie Nicks. Here you go again. You say you want your freedom. And this beautiful female, she's chatting up young. That's the guy of Happy Days, isn't it? They're having a chat. This is what you do. You met females. You talked to them if you could cheer over the music. And then you had memories. But these days, you're not actually talking to anyone. And everyone's keeping away from everyone else. And in concerts, we all used to be like crammed in. And now there's like 6 foot between each person. Nobody even jumps up and down anymore or anything. It's just totally fucking babo. Fuck off. I'm not doing it. Here is my area, Ely. Here, you can see Ely Paper Mill. Completely flooded. My place where I live here gets flooded that bad. I've not done it for a while. They rerouted the River Ely when I was little. But yeah, it gets pretty bad here. We have floods in Cardiff. Here's 100 years ago where I live, the Cardiff Ely Bridge, and all of the villages of Ely back in the day, and the 2 giant breweries which made beer for. These breweries used to smell when I was a kid, and they're gone now. They're all gone. All that lovely, lovely beer. And this bridge, they knocked it down when I was about 3, and they put a shitty motorway bridge thing over here. Replaced it with that piece of shit, which is crazy because it's a beautiful stone bridge. Look at that, guys. Brilliant. The Capitol Theatre for a gig. They closed it all down. Gallagher and Lyle. Look at this. Thin Lizzy. Yeah. £2. £2 to go and see Thin Lizzy. Oh my God. I missed that. I was too young. I've seen concerts in there, though, and loads of sin. I see Bed Knobs and Broomsticks in there. Massive old Tartary theatre. They knocked it down. Okay. That's what this ginger witch is doing. Oh God, she is a ginger witch. Love potion for these two. You get a bit of love potion going on. And then there'll be love in the air. And somebody is going to get that all. In it. Oh, look at this girl. She's being haunted at night by demons. Every time she goes to sleep, she sees all these. They're coming in and they're touching her. Touching me, touching you. She's been tormented. But to be honest, she's completely fucking nuts over that. So on a video 2 days ago, I showed you a Roman villa. And this was where the Roman villa was. There was a huge racecourse for horse racing that held 30,000 people for the Welsh Grand National. They got rid of it all. Apparently, the only terrorist attack in Wales history was on this thing here by the suffragettes. Only it was failed. So this is like I show you this old ruined church on the top of my hill, which is basically the oldest church in Wales, one of them. And here it is when it was fully. I remember it like that, the spooky church. Yes, it's very, very frequented by a lot of witches and stuff in the past. Here's the stork that brings the babies. But first, you got to make the babies. I think they might be in a harem, slaved or something. And they're just happy that this bird just walked in and break their monotony. So there it is, where the devil came to Cardiff in here. There's the Dusty Forge. Yeah. God almighty, the times I've had there, you wouldn't even believe it. God, absolutely insane. You wouldn't even believe it. I'm not going to tell you. You wouldn't believe it. So they show you a lot of UFO-y sort of stuff in religious pics. They show you like craft and stuff that, you know, some people would say, oh, that's UFOs. But like I said, I'm not discounting any flying ships up there because I've seen them myself. And they are definitely in the art record. But this one's more a disc that you see in Phoenician books as well, where they show you a disc being dropped from an angel's hand. And as you can see, this one's got flames behind it. And the church is in flames. But it does appear. But you see the chem cloud as well. You know, you always get that. The cloud, the obscured by clouds, Pink Floyd. Thank you, Hippie Shake. Thank you, Hippie, for sharing. There is there. And then you see, you know, the church going up in flames. So the Annunciation of Mary by the angel Gabriel. You see this in the Renaissance artwork. Beautiful picture when you look close up at this. So much going on. I've studied it so much. But there's some sort of disc. I wouldn't say a craft, but there's a laser beam coming out and it's hitting Mary straight in the guts. She's going to have a baby. She's got that gear on her head as well. They all have. And the angel Gabriel, who's annunciated her, but he hasn't done shit because it's come from above, he's offering to build this vicar guy, this building here. So I got a lovely bit of architecture. I got a sideplan of an architect here. Also here, some disc of silvery light in a biblical depiction. Medieval period, that wheel again, the wheel of misfortune or fortune, who even knows? Strange stuff in the sky and a ball. And this thing I've seen 100 times in 100 images. And people are witnessing it. He's got his foot under her skirt. And he's got his foot on his foot. What's their game? What's going on? Sorry, that shows like disc-shaped ships in the background of this Bacchus procession. And there. Sorry, it's not clearer. show them better. Because there's a lot going on in that. It was a tapestry, fully Phoenician. And this old engraving, excuse me, old engraving. It's got like a clock and like a fasces with flames from the sky. Which you see a lot. And you may have seen this on my channel, and Jason's and others over the years, this event that happened with all of this caper in the sky. In all of antiquity did burneth. So when this bad boy built up speed, you either held on tight for your dear life or were flung off high velocity, resulting in scrapes and bruises in those days. Well, let me just go beyond there. I had one of these in Cairo Park. I was on my own, right? And I was spinning around and I decided to stick my feet on you, hold on to the bars and just go right out to get maximum spin, centrifugal buzz. And my foot slipped under and it stopped and it jammed on my ankle and my foot was caught under the wheel. Anyway, I was there crying. I couldn't get my foot out. I was only a little kid for ages. And a lady from across the road, she came over. She ran the fire brigade. They came along. There was a nut in the middle and they had a big Brunellian spanner and they undone the nut a bit and then they lifted it up and they just pulled me out. And do you know what? I never had a mark on me, guys. Not even a scrape on my ankle. Just fucking nuts. Not a mark on me. Absolutely insane. But yeah, I was just really, that was nearly as bad as when I caught my head in the railings. There was a bus stop near where I was living. And I always could, there was a little field behind it. I could always get my head through. And the golden rule is if you can get your head through, the rest of your body goes through. So I always get my head through. I would slip through. This one day, I go through and right to here, my head got caught in the railings. And there's a bus stop there. People are waiting for the bus and no fucker would help me. It was pitiful. In the end, one of my mother's friends, when I got my mother, and she came down and she covered my head in butter and fucking buttered in my hair. Do you know how bad that is? And then just basically lubricated my head up and then just plopped me out of the railings. Yeah. And my son once caught his finger in a hole in a telephone box. And I used that initiative of butter to get it out because there was people queuing for the telephone box. You don't know what they are, probably younger people. Yeah, so the moral is don't press buttons and don't stick your fingers in strange holes is my advice. Thank you, Mike. All right, let's give you a few shouts. It's been an exciting week. There's been loads going on. I'm going to do some awesome posts for you now, guys. I'm really excited about that. Falling off monkey bars and getting breath knocked out of you. I was just messing around with the Anson on my mate picked me up above his head, just in the yard. But he dropped me on the grass and my head banged the grass and it just went white, flash of light. I was out fucking cold. Knocked me out, man. Just dropped me on the grass, knocked me out. It was all like, I remember coming round and I could just hear all their voices going, mad, mad. And then it was like for miles away. And then I just came to, and then I had to go back in the class then, half fucking conscious with concussion. Really fucked me up. Loads happened in school. Crushing it today. Thanks, son of Obro. I was hoping, couldn't really get to sleep properly thinking about it all. I got up at like really early this morning just to get it on. I was just that much into the information and all the discoveries and our conclusion so far, this is an unsustainable reality. And the way it's going is we'll get a reset. That's the only conclusion, guys. Dabs. Bugman, dabs. Nope. Strawberry milkshake. Happy shopper milkshake. Yeah, I must have got him in the mood for the rev. You hyped me up. You did, Shane, man. You're my bro. Give me in a good buzzes. I broke my leg on Witch's Hat roundabout. Well, fucking hell, maybe that's why. I got hit by a car as a kid, but it only skimmed me. I listened to this, right? I had a lift home from work and I got out of the door and my mate closed the door on my hand and it closed. It closed on my hand. The fucking crack is that big and it closed on my hand. Yeah. I'm like, open the door, put my hands out. Just a line. Never broke. The bones must have squished or some fucking thing. I don't know. I've had loads. I had a car on my ankle once as well. The car on my ankle, and pulled it off. I was fucking fine. It's amazing. I had a car crash once from my mate Paul. Right, we were racing Steve. I'm fucking pissed. 100 mile an hour, and we hit a lamppost, the only metal lamppost on the whole of the Grand Avenue, which was our saving grace, actually. But it did split the car in two. And when I look behind me like this, God's honest, right? I look behind me like this, and there was grass because the back of the car had completely gone, right? We got out, yeah. Fuck all. Nothing. Just nothing. We had the fucking 370 mile an hour. The lamppost. Poof. Split the car in two. And then we're like, fuck, that was mad, wasn't it? Like, yeah, fucking hell. The good old days. Can't do things like that anymore. Rennie. Happy Flaterday. Thanks for sharing plant vibes today. Okay, very welcome. I'm glad I could help. So I think it was a very juicy show. And I think it's been a very juicy week. I think we've had a lot of good things in the truther community this week. It's been a lot of good stuff. It's good signs, good things happening, which is really good. It's amazing the accidents kids suffer and survive. Yep, fell through the shed roof, landed on my back, fucking just crippled me. And I jumped off the quarry because it was all like shale underneath. You could just drop 50 foot and landed a soft shale. It was amazing. It was like flying. And I did it the one day. My mother was in hospital having an operation. I was looking after myself. And I jumped off and landed on my backbone and smashed my coccyx. It's broke. I never went to hospital with it. And it's just sticking up like literally sticking almost out my skin. And I got a big like ball of bone where my coccyx is from when I fucking killed myself nearly. I can't tell you how bad I was. My friends had to get his father to carry me in a car to his car and then back home. Oh my God. I slipped and smacked my face in the ether pole. Broke a front tooth. I mean, these accidents, how come we're doing that? I don't even know how we started with all of this. It's like the sketch in the film Jaws, isn't it? When we're comparing scars. Do you want to do that? Do you want me to show you some scars? I've got loads of scars, guys. I've got scars on scars. I got scars on scars on scars. Mary Ann. Thank you, Bob, my old bro. What you say? Great show tonight. Union Jack to the Canadian Parliament building that's still standing with much tech on top. Oh, I haven't been to Canada, my old friend. I got family there, though. I've had plenty of chances to. 69, good number. Hippie shakes, lovely. And Robert Wilson. Haha. So, yeah, thank you guys for being here. It's been an epic Flaterday. I've got like literally another like 2 hours worth of content to actually do, but I've run out of time. So I'll have to do all that, write it down. I'll do it the next time with my next narrative. Skinhead. Oi, oi, oi. So you know the skinhead standing in a row. The answer falling off. Oh, yeah, you've done that one. Anyway, I hope you all have an excellent weekend. Make the most of everything. They didn't call it a present for a call it a present for a reason, because it is a present. My mate stuck a mop wheel on one of those roundabouts. Okay, I don't like the way that was going. Horror story, them contraptions. Yeah. Flat infinite plane on Earth, Martin. I just loaded up great videos of Antarctica with some great pictures from 1939. As long as you're cool, I hope they are. There's lots of people on Facebook sharing AI Thackeray, like if it was real for some reason. And there's AI Greco-Romano buildings and pyramids on fucking Antarctica ones flying around, and people are like, oh, wow, my mind's blown. I can't believe that happened. Sue, good to see you. So AI, I don't even use it. I could use it to generate videos. I could use it to do animations. I could use it to do content. All I could do is say it and it does it in ChatGPT. I could do all that, guys. But I ain't. I'm going to stay humanized. Okay? I'm not doing the Borg thing. I know they say resistance is futile, but like if you're quiet, you can sneak around a Borg and they don't know you're there. Did you know that? Of course you do. Yeah. There's some rule sets in this place. LT, I'm still young. I've got 14 years left. You have, bro. LT, you're only a young one. Fucking hell. I'm older than probably most of you, but I'm still young. So that's good news for you all. Except for Albert Billy. You're joking, bro. Albert Billy, notice that they're all clouds. They can only make things happen in the sky when the clouds. Yes, I've said this all along. Be a guide, man. They have this like chem cloud in all the alchemical depictions. There's a cloud, the gods are above it, laser beams, fucking fasces from beyond the cloud. Indeed. Son of Overbrook. Okay, then I'll run along, go and do your Flaterday thing. I'm sure you're all going to bite another chomp to go over to Jason's. He's live now, and other people are live. It's Flaterday night. There's a lot going on. So make sure to do all of that and enjoy yourself. Oh, well, Florida. Dr. Dongo had fake Antarctica. Yeah, there's a lot of people doing that shit. It's not good for the community, really, as a whole. It's the whole thing about being a truther is be honest, I find. So being dishonest doesn't really work. Anyway, much love to you. Cheers, Ben. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for being here. From the bottom of my heart, it's been an awesome week. Thanks for being here for so long, so many years on Flat Earth British. It's 10 years just after Christmas of this. So I've been doing a bit of reflecting on all the things that I've done and appreciating it and being a better person, especially just lately. So I'm quite happy with that. Foxtrot, Bravo, Echo, says Hugh. Okay, I'm out of here. That is 3 hours, almost to the money. 7, 8, 9, 10. Fucking epic. Smashed it. Okay, then. Love you all. I'll see you very soon. Yay. Thank you, Viking. Love to you and yours as well. And everybody else. Carl, everybody. Viking, India, Sue, Shane. All of you. Thank you, Crafty Rabbit. Peace out.